Oh, baby, it's time. It is time once again for the usual suspects to take the stage. My name is Aaron. You know me as Fourzze, one of the many font makers here in Saberland. You can find my work and the work of many others on repulsecollectibles.com. Welcome back to the show. It is so nice to see you guys on this holiday Halloween weekend. Chances are many of you will probably not be tuning in tonight or even tomorrow. A lot of you guys like to catch the streams on replay on Mondays, which is fine because the festivities are popping all over the world this weekend, mainly because in many places it's just not as bad anymore and folks are finally able to get out and do their thing, go out and party, get their costume game going, and that's fantastic. So, tonight we have it's going to be a great show. We've got some really great guests. Tonight, I am happy to finally, and I've been trying to get him for a couple months now, finally, we have Saberland veteran, like from 2009 veteran, Will Hollifield from Dark Alliance Customs and Sabers. He's going to be here to show you guys not just Saber stuff, not just Star Wars stuff, like some serious prop stuff. This guy is an OG. I'm talking about Genesis Custom Saber level OG. So it's an exciting time. Also with us at the beginning of the hour, we have Jim from Fulcrum in the Forest. Super honored to have him back with us again. He was with us on the halftime show. Now we've got him on the main show, and I'm so happy that he's with us. So we're going to bring in my dude, Jedi Knight Jeff. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Look at you all costumed up. Hey, tonight what, son? Yeah, that's it. Tonight I'm playing the role of casual dad with my casual dad t-shirt or collared shirt. It's sad. It's very sad. All right. So also with us tonight, right here at the top of the hour, is Jim from Fulcrum and the Force. Welcome back, Jim. How are you?
I am great. How are we, gentlemen?
Honored that you could be with us. Thank you for accepting the invite, and real happy to have you. Always keeping it popping and interesting.
I was always going to take that advert, that invite, sorry, to come on. I love to talk, so, you know, what am I going to do?
Guys, I'm digging your hoods. I'm liking it. We're going full Jedi, full Sith tonight.
I've cheated, completely and utterly cheated, because this is just my my robe. This is just my robe. I'm just sitting here nice and comfy, but it doubles as a Sith robe. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take it.
Well, before we bring Will in, let's say hey to everybody in the comments section. We have Aaron Combs, who is one of the mods of the Lightsaber Sanctuary on Facebook. Guys, if you have not gone in and sub to the page to become a member, we are 100 members away from the first giveaway, and that giveaway is going to be a major deal. And one of the things that you're going to be able to win in that giveaway are some free fonts from Fourzze. How about that? That should be fun. We have Tyson in the house. We have my dude, Chris Selman, the real Jakku junk trader, who is here in Florida today. I met him for lunch, and it was as always, the best time. It is a party every time he's in Florida, and I love this guy. He is my Saber brother, and I'm so happy that he's here. We have Liam, call your mom, and Jeff. I'm okay. Got you back in a nip. You don't know what happened? You're good. Isaac is in our house.
Apparently, I'm not one with the Force tonight.
Yeah, but you're always one with the Force. Isaac says, what's going on? Everybody, let's go. Zero is with us tonight. And we have Chris and Jim giving the shout out to everybody. All right, well, without any further delay, I would like to welcome our main guest of the evening for the first hour. Y'all give it up for longtime Saberland celebrity, making his return to Saberland after a long time. Y'all give it up for Will Hollifield. Hey, man.
Will.
Hey guys.
Dude, thank you for joining us tonight. It is a major, major honor that you accepted the invite. So thank you.
It's my pleasure, man. Absolutely.
Dude, I'm going to get right down to it. Please talk to us about the early days. Talk to us about 2009, back when Saberland was probably nothing more than... Oh, crap. Lost him. Hang on. Boom. Got you back.
Okay.
Talk to us like, when Saberland was nothing but a couple of forum pages and
Well, actually,
just
I
a
have to
few
go back.
people.
I have to go back a little further than that, actually, because my introduction to Saberland was actually before that. It's when I was serving in the Navy. I met a guy on board that was big into cosplay, and he brought a custom saber he had bought from one of the first big three of the saber community, which was Park Sabers. And I mean, it was really, really nice design. It was a Empire Strikes Back Luke Skywalker. It was really nicely made. It lit up, had the blade and everything in it. And it was something to really behold, because you didn't see nothing like it. Everything you saw came out of Walmart or Toys R Us or stuff like that. So it was it was really awesome to see it in actual metal and see it work and everything. So my wife at the time, Lisa, we both had gotten out of the military about the same time, and really weren't making it well. So she decided to go back in 2009. So when we got back to Virginia and we got into military housing, I asked her, I said, do you mind if I, try my hand at sabers? Now, prior to that, I'd actually met a really awesome guy named Bob. He's the owner and operator and incredible artist of, Advanced Light Weaponry out of New York. He was one of the first big three that actually started building sabers for the community. Hey. It was actually it was Park Sabers, Ultra Sabers, and Advanced Light Weaponry was the first real three that really started up. So getting in contact with Bob, he was kind of hesitant at first about showing me anything because he was afraid I was going to compete with him, and I didn't at first. But then when I got moved in, I asked if I could collab with him, and he said yeah. So we collabed with a few things, and he started showing me how to build sabers. So then he introduced me to the greatest place on earth, the custom saber shop. So that's Toys R Us for us nerds. So especially saber nerds. And that's a Toys R Us for us. So I started buying some stuff, playing around with it, and took a couple of them to cons. And people was telling me, hey, you could really make a company out of this. So I asked Bob's permission if he'd be okay if I sold some sabers too, and he said yeah, go ahead. He goes there's more than enough people in the world. So I'm like, okay, because I really didn't want to step on his toes, because he was a good friend of mine, and I didn't want to upset him. So yeah, I started building in 2009. I started a small company called I can't talk now. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't worry about it.
Tripping over my tongue. I started up Legacy Weaponry.
Legacy Weaponry.
Yeah, Legacy Weaponry, and I, built a bunch of different designs for people. And then when the Petit Crouton came out, because before it was just you were ripping stuff out of Hasbro pieces and then putting them in the hilts, and you guys probably remember that. And then
that was my first saber.
yeah, me too. So when the Petit Crouton came out, it changed everything. But of course, before that was the Crystal Focus 1 and 2 and all that. And I started learning. I used the Ultra board for a little while, and that thing was a piece of junk. I don't mean to be mean to nobody. It was a piece of junk.
The Obsidian version 1.
Oh God, I didn't even touch the Obsidian. I didn't touch it. No, I couldn't do it. The Ultra board, left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm good. It's like a bad first date, No, thank you.
Well, Jeff, you know the drill, man. Do you have anything you want to ask Will?
Probably the same thing that I ask everybody. What is your personal favorite hilt? Cannon hilt.
Can it be 2 or just 1?
You can have 2.
Okay. My 2 personal favorite, my first one, of course, is from the original, episode 4, is Obi-Wan's saber from episode 4, because that was the iconic, Mark Hamill or Luke Skywalker's is the iconic saber, but then when you see that one, you're like, okay, that's cool, because I knew what the flash handle was when I was a kid because my grandfather had a bunch of. He was a junk collector, so I knew what the graphics was. But when I saw Obi-Wan's, I was just like, oh, that's pretty. So, and then my other favorite one has got to be Count Dooku, hands down.
Count Dooku.
Yes.
Nice.
I love curved hilts, and that to me it's so pretty.
It takes a lot for me to like a curved hilt, personally.
Are we doing 1 or 2?
We'll just do 1 because there's a lot of stuff that Will I was hoping he would go over this evening, because he's not just here about sabers. He's talking tonight. He's going to hopefully talk props and some other mediums besides Star Wars, because this guy has done it all. And when I say he's done it all, he's done it freaking all.
Yeah.
So
I put it to you this way: the very first professional prop I ever made for a customer was in 2010, right after I started Legacy, and it was and prior to this, I'd been learning stuff from different places, and I actually was part of a small group for a time of I guess you call them thespians, I think is what they're called, and I'm sorry, I just got something on my phone. But they taught me about large. I'm sorry, my kid's screaming for some reason. Anyway,
my puppy's.
They taught me. They taught me how to build, like certain suits and stuff for what they were doing. So I tackled a massive project right out of the gate, and I helped the guy from California build a fully functional 7'4" Gundam suit.
Nice.
I mean, this thing, and I just started learning how to do basic electronics, and it was a process. I burned out I don't know how many Arduino boards trying to figure out all this stuff. And a friend of mine that was a master electrician or a electronics engineer, he came in and finally showed me what to do. So I started taking some of his classes, and that's when I started learning how to do electronics. But it had full spectrum LED eyes. It had all the pieces on the head. It took me almost 2 years to build this thing. And if you go to San Diego Comic-Con 2012 Gundam, you'll see mine. There's 4 of them there, but you'll see mine. Mine's the white, yellow, and blue one.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So real quick, I'm going to assume that formerly Darth, now just Maul. Preston, are you there? Oh, no.
Oh my God! He went all out.
Hello there.
What's up, dude? Yes.
I
Where's
love
the red
it.
blade? Where's the red blade?
I've got no blade.
Oh,
I've got no blade. No, wait, I do. I do here somewhere.
bro.
You caught me as I got cut in half.
Well, we didn't mean to cut you short.
Sorry about that, Preston.
That was a nice one. I like that. I like that.
Literally, let half the man he used to be.
Dude.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So that's about 3 hours of makeup. just if anybody was curious.
I sense your terror.
Whoa.
Dude, that's dope.
I'm so proud of all of you.
Maul lives.
Freak yeah, dude.
If I was
Yeah.
gonna do anything for Halloween for the first time in like 15 or 20 years,
Bro.
I actually love the dynamic of all this he's doing because, when you hear Maul on the screen, you hear, at last we, reveal ourselves to the Jedi, and then you hear him come on. It's like, yeah, fellas, we kind of, we did this kind of thing, It just kills me. I love it.
Oh my god.
I love it. It's fantastic.
It's a
Oh,
Bama
man.
Mall. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Where's he at? Boom. All right. Get that done. I don't have my second screen up tonight, so I'm kind of jumping between screens, guys. I'm sorry.
No worries.
All right. Jim, do you have a question for Will?
Yes. Oh, you don't have to do that. What are you doing that for? Nobody needs to see my big face. What are you doing?
Close up, baby.
Madness.
It's all on you, Jim. Ta-da.
No, please don't.
Make it up close and personal.
Right. Okay. What? So this is. Here we go. What is something you haven't worked on yet that you would love to build?
Oh God. Oh, that is a question. You got me stumped on that one
I'm sorry.
because I've done so much. I guess probably working on a really big movie set, making some really killer props, or making a realistic sex robot. No, I mean, with all seriousness, I really don't know how to answer that question because I've done a lot in my life, from working on some small film sets, working backstage for several acting groups. There's a lot of stuff I've not. I guess probably one thing I've never built and I would love to is an actual one-to-one replica Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader helmet.
Ooh.
That's something I've never done, and I would love to do that. And a sex robot, yes.
Yeah, Vader helmet. Golly, now obviously with the licensing and everything with Vader and everything in Disney, I mean that would be a personal project for you, right?
Yeah. Would not sell them because I don't have the money to get sued.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Aaron, welcome to the group.
Howdy.
How are you, man?
Doing all right. I got a little confused earlier this morning when you mentioned the time. You said 8 p.m. and I was like, oh yeah, 8 p.m. my time for sure. Nope. That's
No,
Eastern time.
No, I'm a little crunched for time tonight on the later hours, and I really kind of wanted to be fair to Jim and to Izzy, who tunes in regularly. So I'd like to have everybody involved.
That's quite all right.
So, all right, Mr. Shadow Tech, you got a question for Will?
Let's see. How much of the stream have I missed so far?
Roughly 18 minutes.
18. Okay. All right. That kind of helps me gauge if certain questions were asked or not.
4 of those minutes was my typical rambling intro.
Okay. All right, Mr. Will. What would your lightsaber blade color be? Like if you had.
Oh, that's easy. Red.
Red. Okay.
Red.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Too many Siths in my life.
Now, if I was to do like a Jedi, it would have to be yellow because I'm not too keen on green or blue. But Sith, Sith rocks. I'm sorry. I mean, the good guys they're just too, they're too puffy for my taste. They're too good guys,
Wow. You are just.
Look at episode 4. Luke rushes in to save Princess Leia, and she's like, "You're kind of short for a stormtrooper, right?"
Yeah, she was savage. Leia was
Exactly.
savage from the start. She really
Exactly. So, I mean, if a bad guy came in, he would just run in, not say a word to her, scoop her up, and if she didn't want to come, he'd knock her out, throw her over his shoulder, and be done with it. But Luke coming in, farm boy, the hero, he just, it's like, I'm here to save you. It's like, who the hell are you?
Well,
First of all.
Let's not forget Leia was the same one who, when she got poked by an Ewoks, the first thing she said was, "Cut it out." Not what
Good
the
point.
freak are you? Not oh my God,
good
help!
point.
No, cut it out.
It's like a walking, talking teddy bear. Wow. Yeah, and quit it. I guarantee she said that
Seriously.
same thing to Han later on. I guarantee.
Cut it out.
Yeah, cut it out.
Stop that.
Poor Ben Solo. Mom and Dad are fighting again.
Yeah. Exactly.
Y'all say hey to Aaron from Lightsaber Sanctuary. He's one of the mods.
Solo.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Y'all say hey to Aaron from Lightsaber Sanctuary. He's one of the mods. Solo. Somebody's YouTube is up loud.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Got an echo going.
Y'all say hey to Aaron from Lightsaber Sanctuary. Good Lord. Somebody turn your your YouTube down.
You know what? I don't think it's mine. I don't think it's mine.
It's not mine because I've got no feedback in mine. Who has
I'm
YouTube
using
open?
my phone, so I know there's no feedback.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have YouTube up, but the volume's turned off.
Gotcha. All right. Preston. Mole.
Mall.
What you got?
I can barely see him.
Preston.
So,
Mole.
what got you into
What you got?
prop making? I know you were talking about Sabers, but what got you into doing the prop stuff?
Hold on. Somebody's YouTube. Somebody has YouTube open.
I think it's Aaron.
Oh,
Aaron.
okay.
Lightsaber
All right.
Sanctuary, Aaron.
Yeah,
Too many
dude, just
Aarons
keep
on the
Just
screen.
keep StreamYard open.
There we go.
Sorry.
Well, what got me into it was it was kind of odd, really. When I was in junior high, I frequented the library a lot,
Mhm.
and I started coming across these books and magazines called Dick Smith's Do-It-Yourself Monster Makeup Artistry, and it just so happens the library had all 111 issues of this series. So I started checking out 4 or 5 at a time, and then I would find certain things I really wanted to do in there because it showed you all kinds of different things that you could take, household items or household products, and you could make, like the toilet paper with the with the liquid latex and stuff like that to make zombie makeup and such.
Mhm.
And you can do the same thing with certain types, like say, how like you make slime, using, if you do the same thing, but you add a little bit of baking soda to it, you can actually make almost like a latex material and do that on there. Or if you mix non-flavored gelatin, like just plain Jello with no flavor in it, and you mix that with sorbitol, you can actually make a very simple rubber you can make appliances out of for your, like monster makeup stuff. And that's one of the things I learned. So, yeah. It's just glycerin, sorbitol, and gelatin, and you can make all kinds of appliances. You can make horns like Mr. Maul there, or you can make all kinds of different things. You can make like vampire pieces and stuff. It's amazing stuff. And if you screw up, you can melt it back down and reuse it. It has uses up to 2,000 times before it goes bad.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I just started, going to the library and photocopying certain sections of it and taking it home and experimenting. And I just got into it. And then probably about a year after I got out of high school, I bumped into a guy that was one of the directors and producers of the actual play group. And I told him what I was doing and stuff I'd learned. So he pulled me in and asked me to show him some stuff, and I did. And I started, making like facial appliances or certain, armor pieces out of EVA foam, or wasn't really EVA foam back then. It was just a type of foam. EVA foam didn't come out until a couple of years later of actual like EVA foam, and started making armor and stuff like that. Started doing backstage props, works and stuff. And I actually got to be in one of the big productions they did. At one time, I was a good-looking guy. Not now, but I was before. And I had a chance to play Armand in the Interview with the Vampire adaptation that the actual Playhouse did. And I got to make my own costume. I made my own wig, and I made vampire teeth out of the stuff you make the fake fingernails out of. You can actually make that into teeth and actually put them on, but you got to clean them really good, because if you don't, you can get sick from it because of the acetone. But if you clean them really good and everything, and then you put them in, they work just like regular vampire teeth.
It's like regular vampire teeth, yeah.
I mean, you can make them. Yeah, I mean,
just
yeah,
regular vampire teeth.
Yeah.
I quite often hang out with regular vampire teeth. What's regular vampire teeth? They're not real, are they? Are they?
No.
As opposed
Well,
to
got dentures, they probably are, but I don't know. I mean, like when I say regular, I mean like the ones you buy from like the costume shops and stuff. You can actually make them yourself. You don't have to buy them. And honestly, you can fit them the way you want, and they work so much better.
It's awesome.
That is. It's
So, yeah. Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Mando.
So
Sorry about that.
What is
Wifey
your
called.
question for Will?
Let's see. So I recently, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
We can.
Okay.
It is
I was going to say, if not, I'll take this off. I recently just started building some props for my room here. So kind of being, prop model maker kind of guru guy, like what, for people that are just wanting to get into it, what would you say is your best piece of advice for moving forward?
Well, what kind of props are you talking about?
I'm just doing some like diorama wall kind of scenery stuff right now. But I'm looking at starting to make weapons, that kind of stuff.
Well, diorama is honestly the best way to do a diorama if you want something that's going to last for a very long time and doesn't have a lot of electronics in it. I would definitely probably cast it in clear resin so it stays that way. It never gets, if you knock it over, it's not going nowhere. But if you're going to do a diorama of anything, I imagine you're probably going to do like battle scenes or something like that.
Yeah, right now I've just been doing some foam board backdrops.
Okay. I say probably the best place to go for that is probably the forums where you find people that do like Warhammer 40K or people that do, honestly, RPF is probably the best place to go because there's hundreds upon hundreds of guys in there that do that kind of stuff. I mean, there's whole forums that's just dedicated to dioramas or to tabletop gaming of all different kinds. So you probably find a lot of good stuff in there that I probably don't even know myself. But if you're going to make some dioramas, definitely get stuff that looks accurate or, that can be put up and you don't have to worry about it. Like if it gets knocked off, it's not going to come apart. But props, if you're looking for you're looking to do like Mando rifles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
best place,
rifles, blasters, that kind of stuff.
Go to some, to be honest, go to some swap meets or stuff like that. So you can find like airsoft pistols or rifles. And if you don't have the money for that, definitely go to Nerf, because actually on the Nerf website you can actually message certain, like say if you go through, see what part is that? Oh God, I can't remember. But there's a part of Hasbro, or not, I'm sorry, not Hasbro, Nerf, where you can actually go in and you can, if they still have any available, you can actually get older pistols and rifles of stuff that they have from back stock they weren't able to sell. and you can get those on clearance. But if you're going to do Mando rifle, I definitely say go Nerf. You mod them out. If you don't know how to mod them out, there's probably 10,000 tutorials on YouTube that shows you how to mod out air rifles. Best place to go for that, honestly, I'd say would probably be Punish Props, because he has, oh my God, Punish Props is
tutorials up the wazoo.
Yes. Him or Evil Ted Smith. Now, I know him personally. He's a great guy. I actually worked on a project with him. He probably doesn't remember me, actually. I don't know, but yeah, he has all kinds of mod tutorials as well on how to mod out different things, whether it's just like a helmet you want to mod out to add to, or like Nerf rifles, or just even like prop replicas you get that you want to mod out and make better than what you actually got. He's got a bunch of videos like that.
Has everybody had a chance to ask a question?
Not Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I gotta ask a question, but then I'll probably be ending up having to go because I have some dinner with the kids. So
gotcha.
And do some Halloween stuff for tomorrow. But my question is, I absolutely love the bone grip stuff that you've been doing. Just
thank you.
I've dabbled in that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
That is so good.
Damn.
Yeah, actually, the stuff I've been using, there's something's been happening with it, and I've been getting these nice little areas like this that appear after I burn it. So it just kind of gives it that little extra realism to it. I'm not sure what it is, but it works.
I dabbled in some bone stuff with PVC.
Happy little accident.
And my way of coming up with the way I did bone on PVC, I was doing bone shrouds for some people, and they turned out really nice. But a lot of it was basically just trial and error and an accident, stuff like that. And I just my question is like, how did you initially start out doing stuff like that? Like, what was your trial and error styles of? It was just prop making type of thing, like all the stuff you've learned from prop making.
Sort of. I actually had a commission from a girl that wanted a set of horns for a cosplay she was doing. This was like probably the end of 2012. She wanted this big headpiece that came up and kind of curled, almost like a set of ram horns almost. So I'd been hearing from a friend of mine about this material that he'd been using that was lightweight but incredibly strong. So I bought some floral foam, so you put fake flowers in.
Yeah.
And I bought some of that, and it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. So I found some thick industry foam that was like, wasn't exactly EVA foam, it was kind of like it. It was a little more squishy. And I covered that in some Plasti Dip and stuff like that, because that's when Plasti Dip first came out. And I tried doing it different ways, but I was like, this is not working. So I finally got my hands on the material, and I started just sculpting with it. And within just probably about 2 days, I had a set of horns for her. And I got looking at it, and I was like, I bet you I could use this on my lightsabers. I bet you I can. So,
knocked it out of the park is what you did.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I started messing around with because you can get it in different colors. I'm gonna give away a little trade secret. Okay, this is the material I use. Well, get it up here where you can see it.
Epoxy sculpt.
Epoxy sculpt. Yeah,
that's what I use.
Really?
But nobody knows my technique. So if they try to copy me, good luck. That's all I can say.
No, if anyone ends up like copying you, it's more along the lines of they're probably doing the work of trying to figure out something similar or whatever. but doing their own stuff. Honestly, bone work is done by a lot of. There's a few people that do it out there, and everyone has their own style. So, but you could definitely tell.
I'll tell you something you
there's
probably don't know.
stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you something you probably don't know. I found out through another friend of mine that taxidermists use that on fixing broken antlers. Yeah. And the guy that actually introduced me to it, his father was a taxidermist, and he showed me a few techniques of how to make it look like bone, and I just took it from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I try not to use it on every saber, but I keep getting commissions where people are like, I want the bone. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we'll go with that. So this one right here, this one I was just showing right here. This is number 9 in the series of the Predator.
Yeah.
And I was hoping Brandon would be on here tonight so I could talk Predator with him because I know he's a big Predator fan.
He's actually in the comment section right now.
Honestly, I love when I first saw that. A buddy of mine had bought one, Jeremiah. And he bought one, and he's like, sent me pictures of it. It's just beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. Like I like when I was dabbling in my bone stuff, I looked at that going, I wish it could be that good, but I got my own stuff that I do. So, but it was so nice and gorgeous and
thank you.
Well,
I've been trying to perfect this for the last 5 years, and I finally figured out how to do it properly. Because people can show you all kinds of stuff until you do it yourself. It's it's a lot harder. It really is.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah.
Well, Will, we've got about 23 minutes for you. I mean, I'm going to give you, the platform to basically talk to Saberland, talk to the guys on the stream, talk to the folks in the comments section about anything you want. However, before we do, I want to show just a few pics of some things that you have been working on over the past, I want to say 2 years. I showed it briefly. This is the Predator. Anything else you want to mention about this, Hilt?
That's actually a variant of the design. That was actually bought by Tommy Amy. It was the first commission I did for him. As a matter of fact, the second saber I built for him is actually with a installer right now. But I haven't completely figured it out, but I'm working with epoxy sculpt to make it look like wood.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I have to duck out. It was nice meeting you, Will.
You too, sir. Absolutely.
I love watching your stuff and seeing it pop up every now and then.
Well, maybe one day we can collaborate and maybe we can trade off on some stuff. And
I'd love to do that.
Okay.
I'd love to collaborate with you. That'd be awesome.
All right, anyway, Jeremy, be safe. Be safe out there with the kiddos.
You bet.
All right.
See you guys.
Bye.
Later, dude. And then we have now this one here got a lot of attention in Saberland not too long ago because I think everybody was on the Bane train, without a doubt.
Yeah, that was a commission by a guy named CJ. I can't remember his full name, CJ something, but he said, I want something that looks like a Bane, and I'm like, okay. So I sat down and I drew out some designs. I sent him a couple of the designs, and this is the one he picked. So I I think it took me about, I want to say 4 days to build the hilt and then a day to install it.
Okay. Now, are you able to show us the current Bane?
Yes. Now it's not complete yet because I haven't had a chance to work on it because I've been loaded down with tons of commissions right now, so I'm still working on it. But this is the new rendition of the Bane.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Let's go.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's,
That is evil.
Nice.
and because I'm going to have the. Let me see if I can get this around. I'm going to have the switch assembly right here, and then everything else around this chrome piece is going to be the bone material. But I'm not going to do the grooves and stuff. I'm going to make it look like like machine bone. And then I'm only going to do 2 of these, but I'm actually going to have 2. There should be. I'm sorry, no. 1 to embody the power, the other to crave it, written on the back in Arabic. I'm only going to do 2 of those.
Nice.
Amazing.
Here.
And all the pieces here, like up here, they unscrew, and the pommel comes off, no problem. But all these pieces, like, never can get this camera right. Like right here, where the switch plate's going to be, the back section here, and the blade is going to be welded together. So this saber is going to be built for full combat.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's only a one-handed style saber, so it's very comfortable to hold. And that knuckle guard really works because I took it, beat on a few things, and it didn't hurt at all, didn't do anything. So yeah, this is the first look at the new design of the Bane. And because Aaron is helping me with something that I've been really needing for a while, he's going to be getting the number 1, the very first Bane to come out. He's getting one. So that's my
boys.
That's my thank you to him.
That's gonna be sick.
Yep.
And Izzy's right. It is a weapon and a half. Yeah, that thing is ridiculous. Now, so with this run, with this line of those Banes, and like we were talking the other night, are people going to have the option in that? Can you hold it back up real quick?
Yeah.
Actually, I got to ask you a question real fast. All right. So in that grip section,
yeah.
So are folks going to have the freedom to in that grip section not just maybe leather wrap it or powder coat it or etch it, but are folks also going to have the ability to ask you to maybe use that put the bone material there? Like, is that an option you would offer, or?
Yeah. All these are going to be, except for the switch plate right here, everything is going to be covered in the bone material unless they want a leather wrap. And if they want a leather wrap, I'm going to make this section a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, and I'll put the switch here.
Okay.
So, so it'll give that, and then I can leather wrap it from there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Just
yeah.
So folks are clear, because I can guarantee you once people go back Monday and watch the stream again and they see that, they're going to be like, crap, I got to hit Will up. So
well, these are not going to be available until probably the 1st to middle of March of next year, because I'm going to have to build them, and I'm a one-man show. I don't have any people helping me. So I'm hoping to have either 8 to 10 of these ready to go by the time I launch it.
Okay, that's excellent. I have one more pick to show, and it is actually 2. I'll go ahead and this particular hilt's been talked about quite a bit recently, and I think it's time people see yours. Y'all know what that is. That would be a Corin horn.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Talk to us about that one.
That one was a personal saber that I built for myself, and as soon as I put it up on Facebook and showed it off, it sold within 24 hours. Guy hit me up on Messenger and said, "Hey, is that for sale?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "How much?" And I'm running through my head. I'm like, $250. And he said, "Give me your, give me your PayPal info, and I'll send it to you now." So, that sold. And then about 6 months ago, I built another one, hoping, hey, I'm going to have my Corin horn finally. Put that up on Facebook. Next thing I know, it sells within 72 hours. So I built probably 8 sabers in the last probably year for myself. That's what this was. This was a personal design that I had for a cosplay I was working on for a Predator Sith. And Tim from the Custom Saber Shop, I believe his son, put out a thing saying, "Hey, if you guys got curved sabers, let me see them." I put this up just to show it off. Next thing I know, my phone's blowing up for 2 days straight, and I within probably 4 days, had commissions for 10 of these. Yeah. This one's number 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Handcrafted, original
Yeah.
stuff. That is what this community begs for, like a lot of the time. And you got a lot of collectors out there who want nothing but unique.
Well,
So-
every person I've ever built these sabers for, the Predator or a Corn Horn, or I've got a commission for something based on, it's not Dooku's, but it's based on Dooku's.
Mhm.
Every person I've built for has showed me pictures, and my saber is usually right in the center, and they're like, this is the crown jewel of my collection. And I'm thinking to myself, why? It's okay to me. It's okay. I think to myself, I think I could do better, but to everybody else, it's like, oh my God, I love this thing. I'm like, cool. Okay. I want to see if I can do better next time. So I can't help but criticize myself. I can't help it. I'm an artist. That's what I do.
Talk to us about this piece.
That was affectionately known as the R2d2 Saver. There was a guy that had ordered that design from me. That was about 4 years ago, about three to 4 years ago, and he wanted something that was a Jedi saber. It had kind of he wanted something like an ivory handle, and then he wanted blue overlays. Excuse me. So when I built it, I got looking at it and I was like, why does this look so familiar? And then I realized it's the colors of R2D2. So he affectionately called it R2D2 Saber, and it, and I don't know if he's ever put it up on Facebook. I haven't seen it, since I sold it to him, but yeah.
Surely you have to have a gold one next to that, right?
I'm wanting to do one, yes. I definitely want to do a gold one, yes. Because I'm hoping to actually do an R2 and 3PO Saber set to have for my personal. But knowing my luck, somebody will buy it right out from under me. I build sabers. I can never keep them. I don't know why.
Stay off Facebook.
I'm going to have to. If I'm going to have a collection, I'm going to have to stay off Facebook completely.
Seriously. Well, for the next 10 to 12 minutes, the floor is yours. Talk to the community about what you've been up to, what you've accomplished, whatever's on your mind. Go for it.
Well, I haven't accomplished a whole lot except for getting my business back up and running. Been in the hospital a whole lot lately. I've been battling this severe infection I've had in my foot for almost a year now. But I've been getting these sabers turned out as fast as I can. I've had some people get really mad at me because they're like, "You're taking too long," and I'm like, "I understand, but life gets in the way." This is I'm gonna show one of my actual props off. I think Jeff and Jim, I believe, saw it when they first come on to the podcast. But this is a Predator helmet I made back last year.
Wow.
Nice.
That's so cool.
That is nice.
And it's all paper mache.
No way.
Wow.
Yep. It's all paper mache. So, and my wife has been giving me some grief about something she wants to do. So I finally agreed with her, and she wants me to start up a second Facebook page because she wants me to start selling these. They're custom Harry Potter inspired wands.
Shut up.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, do you want to go ahead and take my money now, or do you want to wait for you to make the
Are
list?
you already taking pre-orders, or?
Whatever you want, man. I mean, I've got some right here I'm ready to sell because I've had them for a while. Like this one, everybody says looks like a finger.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah. Then I got one that my daughter wanted, and she's like, I don't want it because I don't like Voldemort no more. So I did kind of a based on Voldemort design.
Hold on.
Seriously,
Hold
Will.
on.
Seriously, Will. Take my money.
Right.
Get that
Well,
Voldemort one back
let me
up.
know what you're wanting. I'll either put it together or you can take one from my collection now. Like this one's a dragon's egg. Oh, wait a minute. It's a dragon's egg on being held up by 3 leaves.
That's sweet.
That's dope.
Thank you.
Izzy aggressively slams credit card on table.
Yeah. Now, all those, they do have wooden cores, but what I usually use is epoxy sculpt to sculpt out the designs, and I can pretty much recreate. I don't like recreating the ones from the movie because, again, I don't want to get sued. But I can do versions of them. Like the very first one I showed. This one here, my wife wanted something based on the Elder Wand.
Yeah.
So, and she wanted some kind of skull at the inside. So this is the very first time I ever sculpted a bird skull before.
That's frightening as freak.
That is awesome.
And all this right here is like a leather cord wrap, kind of like a wax leather cord wrap. That's all it is.
See, now you guys understand why I waited till Halloween to get Will on, because
now, I do want to talk
to.
Yeah, I mean, anything you guys need, if you want to collab on something or if you need something made, and I got the time, I mean, hit me up. I'll see what I can do. But you remember me talking to you about something, Aaron, a few days ago about Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Yeah. My friend had someone make this for him, and he sent it to me. But I want to give it an idea of what this is. My friend George Momoko, I've known this guy for probably 12 years, and he's a big Ghostbuster fan, just like I am. Star Wars, Predator, Ghostbusters, Lord of the Rings, that's my go-to stuff. And he's pretty much the same way, except he's a Star Trek fan. Anyway, he said, "Could you do something for me for a saber?" And I said, "Yeah, just as long as it's not too overly complicated." Yeah. So he got telling me his backstory about Ghostbusters that he'd come up with. I'm not going to tell you; it'd take too long. But he wants a Ghostbuster-inspired lightsaber, and this is the pack. This is a vacuum form design of the pack that he wants to be made to go on the belt that goes to the saber, like the Proto Sabers. That's what he's wanting. And this right here is the shell of what he's wanting it to look like. So I've come up with a design for the actual saber itself, but I do not want to show it off because I don't want anyone that's out in Saberland. No offense to anyone, but I don't want anyone in Saberland taking that design from me because I've got something very, very specific in mind for it, and I want to be able to build this and have it as something I can offer later on at the end of next year towards Halloween. Because I asked him, I said, if this thing works out, can I sell it? And he said, yeah, just make me a version that no one else has, and then you can make all you want. So that's something that's in the works for next Halloween.
Nice.
It's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's going to be called the Positron Glider. Because in the movie when they finally catch Slimer, Bill says, maybe you'll never slime a guy with a positron glider again. That's where I got the name. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, from the look on y'all's faces, I think you don't like the idea. But if you do, I'll do it. But if y'all say no, I won't do it. I'll just build one for him and call it a day.
We're trying to keep our inner child in check.
Yeah, because you guys were very, So I wasn't sure.
We're trying not to. The thing is, we're trying not to get too excited because I think most of us at this point have got 4 things on order in our mind, and we're like, we can't add another one. Yes, we can.
Well, yeah, there's going to be a lot of divorce happening once you're paid. So
my credit card immediately hates me.
I invoked the 5th, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh man.
Yeah, but if you guys want something made like a prop you can't make, or if you want help with making a prop, like if you don't know the materials, hit me up on Messenger, and if I can, I will walk you through it, or I'll send you a materials list and give you a basic understanding of how it's made, or hell, I'll even show you how it's made if you need help with it.
Now, Izzy had asked just
I
a
have
couple.
a number of things in my mind.
Sorry, what?
I've got a few things in my mind already. I'm like, yeah, I'll be talking to you. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So
now, I sent Aaron a really awesome video of the first Proton Pack I ever built, but he couldn't get it to load. So
hold on.
So I'm sorry about that.
I might be able to load it, maybe, but there's not going to be any sound. If I can.
Oh, it don't matter about the sound, just the video. I don't care about the sound, because the only thing you hear in the background is a commercial. You don't even hear me, so it's fine.
All right.
I built that pack in 2013. Is when I built that. And if you guys want to, I wanted to ask Aaron about this, if I could talk about this for a quick second earlier in the day. But if you guys are big into Ghostbusters, go to gbfan.com. They got all the material. They've got schematics. They've got the jumpsuits, all that stuff. They got patches. They got all the material. They even sell fully cast, ready to go shells to make your own pack. They sell Alice frames. They sell it all there. They're a one-stop shop for everything: ghost traps, PKE meters, the pack, all that stuff. They sell it all there.
Hey, I think I got it. I think I got this working. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So this is. Do you guys see this?
Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the Proton Pack. That. Oh wait, why am I introing this? Will, talk about your freaking Proton Pack.
Basically, that is one that was the schematics from gbfan.com. I had to order some of the parts, but most of it I built myself from the schematics. It showed how to build everything from the neutrino wand to the actual pack itself. And most of it's made out of either, oh God, what's that called? It's mostly made out of MDF and Sintra, if you know what Sintra is. It's what they make like signs for, like sides of buildings, the sign material. That's what they recommend you build it out of, but you can build out anything you want. But pretty much all that's made out of MDF and Sintra. I followed the schematics precisely. I got all the electronics from them as well. Got all the all the warning labels and all that kind of stuff. And it took me probably about 3 months to build it, roughly about 3 months.
Wow.
Is it heavy?
Yeah. So yeah.
Is it heavy?
But it weighed about with the material I used, it weighed about 40 pounds. So yeah, it was quite heavy. Now they do have plans on gbfan.com where you can actually make it out of aluminum. They actually have aluminum schematics where you can build everything. And that mug, a friend of mine built one of those, and that thing, it weighed about probably between 50 and 60 pounds.
Wow.
That thing was heavy.
What?
Yeah, with the Alice frame and everything and all the electronics in it. Yeah, that thing was heavy.
Crazy.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we are at the end of our first hour, and like I do with every stream, Will, if you want to stay with us and hang out the rest of the time, that's awesome. If you got to go, that's fine. But on behalf of everybody here, I do want to say thank you for being with us tonight. Sorry I made you wait all the way till Halloween, but you are like the #1 prop guy that I've grown to be friends with, and I just, dude, it was so difficult knowing everything, because we've been friends for a long time, but just knowing everything that you've accomplished, and I've been chomping at the bit to share all this tonight. And that Proton Pack, man, that's still got me in chills. That thing is ridiculous. Like, in 3 months.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Well, that was basically me being the stay-at-home dad at the time, because the job I had, company folded and I couldn't find anything for the time. So the woman I was married to at the time, my wife Lisa, she kind of told me, I'm in the Navy now, so just stay at home, watch the kids. So I was like, well, hey, I'm gonna bust out some projects.
That's all right.
It really worked. So, well,
Well,
we
thank
are at
you.
the end of our first hour, ladies and gents. So thank you all for being here. We are going to move into pretty much our usual suspect hangout time, where you guys, give us a shout in the comments section. You ask questions to Will, ask questions to any of us. Kind of got a different crew tonight, but again, it's Halloween weekend. Folks are out; they've got families and stuff. But it's awesome to have Aaron here and Jim, and Will joining us. So I feel like our little family is growing every single week. It's pretty awesome. Let's see. I've got. Oh crap! So I'm gonna bring in somebody else. Mr. Co-host, can you take over for a minute?
Sure thing.
Actually, real quick, Izzy wanted to know, Will, if you have Instagram, and I know you don't.
I don't.
But do you have any plans in the very near future on maybe starting one of those accounts or a TikTok account or anything like that to kind of spread out and share your business a little more?
I'm thinking about doing Instagram. I'm very hesitant on doing social media because I'm so against it, just for personal reasons. But if people want me to have that so I can show off my work or show off something I'm making for them, then yeah, I'd be more than happy to. Because my fans and it's weird for me to say it, my fans. That's so weird. But my fans and my clients that I work for, they're the heart and soul of my business. I wouldn't be anything without them. So if they want me to do something that's feasible to help me or to let them see what I do, then absolutely. Yeah, I'll start up an account and I'll show off, whatever they want to see. I might even start up a YouTube channel. Well, actually, I want to start up a YouTube channel, but I'm thinking about maybe doing a how-to YouTube channel and put some stuff out there that other content creators have not utilized.
Yeah, that'd be like extra helpful.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Maybe I can have you on there.
So many DIY. There's so much DIY. There's so much DIY out there, and more people over the past 2 years have really, just kind of come into their own with their own ideas, and I would say, Preston, you still there? No. I was just talking earlier today with Chris. More and more people, they're buying 3D printers. There's like 3D printers going crazy, and people are doing their own chassis now. We're getting to a point. And Jim, I think you would agree when I say this. We're getting to a point where people are tired of settling. And if they can't find what it is they want, they'll do it themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, why wait
absolutely.
for a market? If you're gonna buy a $600 to $800 Saber, why not put that on hold for a couple months and spend the $200 to $300 or the 200 to 300 pounds and get the printer first? That way you can swap ideas with people in the community who already make chassis, and you can design your own, or you get the files and then you print them yourself. I mean, and shout out to all the helmet makers out there and the blaster makers and people who they design hilts before they take it to the shop and have it done in metal. They got the specs exactly the way they want it on the 3D print. So yeah, I mean, it's a golly, for as long as I've been here, and out of all of us, Will, you've been here the longest. I mean, you're the veteran, brother. I mean, in terms of just evolution of our community, how far have we come?
Be perfectly honest, not to be disrespectful to nobody, but back in the day when things were being pulled out of Hasbro toys to what we have today is like Stone Age versus it's like the Flintstones versus the Jetsons, kind of ideal. We went from the Stone Age to this ultra incredible technology. And if you don't mind, I want to say something about the 3D printers. There's actually companies out there that, depending on how much you buy, or if you have an idea for something, how much you could put down, they actually do 3D printing in aluminum. They've got one now for copper. They've got one for they've had one for brass, I think, for about 2 years now, where they actually 3D print in brass, aluminum, and copper. And a company, I can't remember, something tech, I can't remember what they're called, but I think they're out of Texas. They're actually developing one where they're making material, 3D print material out of tungsten.
Ooh.
So, yeah, the at this point with the technology where it's going, the sky is literally the limit with the stuff out there. So if you can't afford a 3D printer or whatever, but you probably couldn't afford to go to them. But if you have the money to go to them, and because I've actually seen some of these parts, I've actually held it, and they're strong. They feel no different than regular metal. It's just it has, like, you can see very fine lines in them where the print was done, and it's usually turned a weird color because of the heat. But once you sand it and everything, it looks exactly like solid metal. There's not much difference.
So many people with different talents. I mean, sculptors, you're like yourself getting in this, and it's so many hands in the cookie jar, and it's like the cookie jar is just not big enough anymore. It's everybody's branching out their own way, and there's so many new innovative ideas, and it's all being shared over multiple social media platforms, minimum 5: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, and Reddit. And you guys probably know about more networks that our stuff's being shared on, but those are the big 5 that I know about. So probably I need to get fonts out on all those. One sec, y'all. Here comes a good friend of ours.
Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Fourzze for Halloween. How is everybody doing tonight?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic!
That's awesome.
That is the best thing ever.
Wow.
Although I don't have a big mic. Personal problem, I guess.
Dude, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, Will.
Hey, how you doing, man? The look is uncanny, man. It's uncanny. I mean, it's like looking at a mirror, man.
It's like we're separated at birth, and then I ate a couple babies.
Oh God! Wow.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And now everybody knows we both shop at Kohl's. There you go.
So a couple weeks ago, I saw that shirt, and I was like, oh my God, I got that shirt. And I didn't even think about it, but I tuned in earlier. I was like, oh my God, he's wearing that shirt. Oh my God, it's Halloween. I got to do it.
Yo, that's it. That's the new. This is gonna be the new Fourzze shirt over on Repulse. All right, that's the new merch.
Yeah.
It's called the Casual Dad. All right.
The Casual Dad. I love it.
Just go to Repulse Collectibles and then go to the tab that says 40+, and there it'll be the Casual Dad collection.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up
no more.
and grab me a pair of boots and some jeans and just go ahead and beam all y'all.
Kentucky Fried Mall.
Kentucky Fried Mall.
Kentucky Fried Mall. Meanwhile, we got the rest of the Sith and Jedi in the room just kind of shaking their heads in shame. Oh, man.
No.
Best Halloween stream ever.
Wow.
I had to take mine off. It was too thick, too warm here. I was like, whew, I'm sweating. I'm like, I'll never be a proper Sith. I'll be like, oh, this is too warm. Can we get something a little bit thinner? But have you noticed, like if you're part of the Jedi Order, they're like, here, these robes, they're ceremonial. That everybody has the same slight color variations. Sith, they're like, anything black's fine. Trainers are okay too.
Oh, I
That's how
custom
they are.
ordered
They're just whatever you want.
a robe a couple years ago. I custom ordered for celebrations, and man, it was like $200-300. You know, they had to kill like 18 cows for it, and that thing was not. What are you guys shaking your head for? Anyway,
I'm agreeing with you.
it was unbelievably hot. So now it sits in my closet, and I use my $20 Target robe when I go out.
I was gonna say this one was $30 on Amazon. It's nice. And lightweight.
Yeah.
That's the one my son has, Jeff. So, and he's like wearing it all the time.
It's coming with me to Florida.
Nice.
You know, with what Jim just said, I had this mental picture of a Sith on a planet like Mustafar, just sweating his butt off, and he tears everything off. He's got a little Speedo on it, says "Feel the Force."
Wait,
you know,
Speedo?
It just, I don't know. It just came in there. I don't know why.
I think we got bingo here, guys. We've talked about Speedo, Bone, and Sex Robot. Bingo.
Why does it have to be on my stream? Damn it! Why can't it be on somebody else?
Hey, I am only quoting.
Oh my god! So I do have a serious question for all of you guys, because it's not often that it's not often we venture outside of lightsabers, but I do recall like watching the what is it, the behind the scenes of like episode 3, where they talk about the amount of stitching and everything that goes into the real Jedi robes that they use. How many of you guys are familiar with anybody in like the cosplay community or just the Star Wars community in general who does that level of detail to make like movie accurate stitched, threaded robes? Like, do you guys know of anybody? Like, you're gonna spend like $350 on a robe. Do you guys know someone? Jim, do you know anybody who does that type of work, or Jeff Birch?
It's robes.
We've got a company over here, literally called JediRobes.com, and they custom make them for you.
And you just send them your measure. Okay, and you just send them your measurements and everything.
Quite a lot of the time they ask you if you're online, but like I can drive down there and walk in and they properly measure you up, like you're being made for a suit, but like
that was weird,
which is pretty dope.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So anybody else have a feed malfunction?
I'm okay. You guys okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good now.
Yep.
Yeah, I bought mine. I think it was twinrosesdesigns.com. I sent you the link, Fourzze. They're probably the closest.
Here you
go.
Reached
out and asked a few people.
Oh wow!
He said that's who you want to go with in the States.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about earlier, Aaron. When I was talking to you, that's what I was trying to think of. It was somethhingrose.com. That's the one I was talking about earlier.
Okay, yeah, that's ridiculous. But I mean, okay, yeah, look at these prices, guys. $225. That's probably to start.
Worth it.
Yeah, they are worth it.
I didn't even look up at that. Like, it didn't even bother me. I was just still looking down. Like, not even phased.
And see, and that's one of the things that I've always been really leery about costumes is, I mean, they might look good, but when you actually get into the nitty gritty detail of it, you're like, man, this thing's fake as hell.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the fabrics. The fabrics are a really tough one to replicate. Unless you specifically know like what they're using in the movies.
In those, I've worn to like Disneyland, and people think you work there because they look so not necessarily aged, but like thick and professional. And I love the quality, and besides, the choice for me was like, okay, are you gonna get some like fat stormtrooper stuff and pay like $1,500 to start to get all the armor, or Kylo or something like that, or you can just throw a freaking robe on and carry your lightsaber.
Right. Yeah. That's my thought. And then Jim, what was the site?
I think from what I remember, it's literally just Jedi-robe.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on it right now. That's what it is.
Oh, here you go. Boom. Oh, wait a minute. Back up.
So they do a lot of different bits and pieces, but like if you yeah, if you want to, you can properly go in with them and get them to fully custom
it?
Custom make.
Oh, they
Yeah,
got everything.
yeah.
Aaron. I need to step away for a quick sec. I'll be right back.
Okay, take your time, dude. All right. Yeah, let's get a look at this real quick. Yeah, because my son, he got the Amazon Anakin Skywalker robes, and he freaking loved those things, but they're Amazon. So
Yeah. So this place they focus a lot on literally just the robe itself before you get into everything underneath. So they really keep them separate, and obviously things like belts separate and everything, because they take the time and they make it properly, which I appreciate.
And the price, wow. Even with shipping, it's going to be half what.
So so that's the robe only, but when you get it, I mean, they're decent price. They really are a decent price. They're the place I'm looking at. So I'm in the middle of trying to figure out getting a proper set of Jedi robes, because it's the one thing that I've always had. Like, I've bought the crappy versions from Amazon. Not that they're actually that crappy. They're perfectly serviceable, but when you're like we are, you want, do you know what I mean? You want something a little bit more high end. It'll work, but it's like lightsabers, isn't it? Yeah, sure, I've got this LGT one, but in this hand, there's the 7 chambers. Sure, most normal, regular people won't know the difference, but I can see where this is wrong, and I can see where this is right, and it's the same with the robes. So for me, I'm really like scouring places to find the right ones and the right colors as well, because I want specific colors. There's quite a few decent places on Etsy, to be fair, and because they're all custom made, they're always pretty good.
Yeah. So the boy, as I affectionately call him, my son, this was Amazon for him. I mean, he did good.
See, that's dope. That's really good.
I mean, I don't know how much my dad spent on Amazon for the full, because he got the full Monty. I want to guess the robe by itself was probably about 20, 30.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah.
That's nice.
But I mean, no gloves, no boots. But yeah, I mean, he did well, did real well. But he's like, is that the stuff they use in the movie? And I'm like, no, the stuff they use in the movie is so heavy, and it's got it's triple. I don't know any sewing
when you
terms,
look
but
at what Ewan McGregor was wearing in Revenge of the Sith and how thick that was, I'm like, I don't know how you even moved in that. That stuff's crazy. It looks nice though, and I'm like, oh,
Mrs. Jeff was lurking.
I saw
Mrs.
that.
Jeff lurking
in the background. Yeah,
I love it. That's awesome.
I gotta know whose kids, because I take the easy way out. Hi, Mrs. Jeff.
Check out the hair.
Jeff.
Nice.
It's pink.
Very pink.
Pink.
It's temporary, but it's pink.
Hey, don't worry, Mrs. Jeff. It's
Encourage
hot.
it.
Roll with it.
She lets you play with lightsabers. You can let her have her hair pink.
For real. I can hear Izzy screaming amen from London. I swear I can. I can hear her.
She's not in London. Don't give her that sort of level of respect. She lives up north. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Oh, poor Izzy.
No.
So who does not take the easy way out? Every Halloween for about 6 years, my kids robes, sabers. Anybody not dress their kids in Star Wars stuff?
Yeah, I don't.
Really?
I mean,
no. My kids do whatever they want to do, because it's easier for me to just say do whatever, because if they do, I'm going to start picking it apart. I'm going to be like, that's not right, and that's not right. So yeah, so like this year, my eldest is 15 at this point, so good luck trying to tell him anything. He's bigger than me, so I'm like, just do whatever you want, kid. He's going to be the Joker this year, I think. Last year it was something from Tokyo Ghoul. My kids will do whatever they want to do. Yeah. and they go all out and just ask me for money, and I'm like, oh, fine. Does it mean you'll shut up? No. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, the last year that my daughter could go trick or treating, I think it was like three or 4 years ago. I said, "What do you want to go as? You want to do a princess like you did, a few years ago, or you want to do something from Star Wars, or you want to do something from from like one of your favorite movies?" And she just kind of looks at me and she's like, "Dad, I'm 12. Okay, I want to be Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad."
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
And I told her, I said, "Yep, and you're not going trick or treating." She's like, "Why not?"
I've got boys.
Exactly. So I was like,
Jedi Jeff, private chat.
Okay, I can do that.
Damn, that makeup, Preston. Whew.
So to answer your question, Jeff, this is actually the first year that one of my kids has done Star Wars.
The first, huh?
Yeah, one of my kids is doing Kylo Ren this year. The other one's doing Captain America. Last year it was Spider-Man and Bumblebee. The year before that it was Batman and Superman.
All right. Yeah, I just bribed mine. I'm like, pick something off the wall and put on your old robe. And usually they're good with that because I'm cycling stuff in and out. So
for a good few years, my kids were different versions of Robin. So
Nice.
1 year I was Red Hood, and my eldest was he was Tim Drake specifically, and my youngest was Dick Grayson. But I made them between them as well. I keep having to make them Nightwing costumes because we're big Nightwing fans in my house. So that's what they ended up wearing, and so I had to make a full one with armor based on Injustice last year. So this year I'm like, do your own, just do your own. So it's tiring. It's been years. Just let that sleep. For fuck's sake, I don't have to. This is the first year I'm not going out trick or treating with them, which I'll be honest is both a blessing and also quite sad because I enjoyed it. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't have to go out tomorrow night, so I can have a couple of drinks.
See, and this will be the first time that my wife and I have dressed up with our kids to go trick or treating. So
I always use the excuse I'm the safety guy at work, so I got to carry around the best lightsaber, usually a cross guard. Got to show off the blade, So I got a couple extra batteries in my pocket, and I'm on the street talking with all the geek dads that are like, "Dude, what's that?"
Nice.
We actually did a Halloween event today. We took our kids to decorate pumpkins at a restaurant and had lunch, and Kylo Ren and I had a lightsaber battle in the middle of the restaurant. And it was great.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh no.
Oh no. What's going on?
My phone is starting to die.
Row.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So while Aaron has stepped out, the whole take my money for the Harry Potter wands. In case you couldn't tell, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I have these Lego Maxi figures.
That's awesome.
Sweet. Yeah.
They're 10-inch versions of the minifigures.
That is dope, man. I like that.
And
I've never seen them that big before, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a set that just came out, and I'm like, oh, I have to have that because I actually have Harry Potter's wand from Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got a theater room in my basement, so that's where all my DC stuff is, all my Marvel stuff is, all my Harry Potter stuff. So.
Well, any of the ones I have here for sale, if you want them, let me know. I asked if I have one already made, I asked $25 for them. If it's a custom build, I asked $35. That's
Well, we will
Yeah.
talk.
That's not bad at all.
You and I
That's
do
awesome.
talk
Good.
fairly regularly, but you and I
And,
will talk. I didn't know that you were into that, so.
yeah. Oh God, you guys forgive me. The gentleman directly below me, when it came in as Aaron, I don't think he saw any of the wands, did he? Or did you?
Yeah, I was doing some work and watching on the
Okay.
side, and that egg one, whew, beautiful
Mhm.
work.
The elder
you.
wands.
Yeah, the dragon
Yep.
egg.
Oh, the dragon
Yeah.
egg one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one right here, I can't sell because this belongs to my wife. If I sell this, she'll murder me, literally.
We don't
Yeah.
want that.
As a matter,
We don't want
yeah,
that.
as a matter of fact, this is the very first wand I ever made. I've never made one before until this one.
Oh wow.
So
And
Yeah.
the detail, even the Elder One reminiscent section.
yeah, I don't know if you can see it,
like
but
the detail.
yeah,
on
I'm
that
actually-
is insane.
yeah, I just looked at pictures and just copied what I saw until I got down to right here, and then all this is my own spin on it. So
Right.
that's the only thing.
Right.
So, and honestly, the egg one, this one here, that was just a goop. I was just gooping around, just trying to see if I could make something because these were actually acorn doorknobs from an old cabinet my dad had that after he passed away, he left to me. And so what I done is I just cut the little acorn part off of, just kept this and then sculpted around it. That's all I did.
That's so awesome.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Love
Thank you.
it.
And this silver on here is actually rub and buff.
Wow.
It's antique silver rub and buff. That's all that is. And then the rest of it's just a black lacquer I used.
So
Yeah, but if
Will-
you guys, Jeff, I hope you don't mind. I talk about this for a quick second. Anytime you're doing a cosplay where you need something to be shiny and you don't have the proper paint for it, there's two things you can get to make your armor or whatever shiny. You can either use rub and buff, which works really well because the heat from your hand or the heat from the friction of the cloth you're using actually makes the carnauba wax in it melt quickly and spreads it so that the actual silver, because the silver paint in it is actually there's a small amount of actual silver in it, so that's why it has that shiny look to it. But there's a small amount, or actually it's a pretty good amount of it's called chromium something, but it's what makes it shiny. If you buff that really well and you keep the area small, just do small area, small area, small area. Once you get it all done, you buff the area really good with like a microfiber cloth, you can get that shiny effect you're wanting without it being like chrome, because you could never get rub and buff to look like chrome, but you can make it shiny. And another way to do it, if you're looking for a dark gunmetal look, this right here would be your best friend.
Graphite powder.
Yeah, because most of the PLE plastics or the different types of plastics, they do castings, different casting resins. If you once you get it the way you want it, and then you put your first 2 layers of primer on it, if you give it a light sanding and then clean it really good with a cloth and some deionized alcohol, don't use like acetone, you'll screw that thing up. But if you use deionized alcohol, you can clean it really good and then put this on a cloth and just start buffing it in. It'll do the same thing rub and buff does, but between each layer you do, you hit it with a clear coat and let that dry, then slightly sand, just very lightly sand it, and then just keep doing that till you get the level of shiny you want. That's the best thing to do. And if you're cold casting, if you know what that is, it's basically casting something and putting this into it. You put it in the mold first, and then mix some of this into your resin, pour it in, and then once it cures, you take it out and you take like an abrasive cloth and you buff it, and it actually looks like metal in the cast. So that's cold casting. It actually makes it look like actual metal. And I've got several examples of stuff that I've done over the years that I don't have right now. A friend of mine's got them, but the cold casting is a beautiful way of doing. Like say, if you want to do like the Mando from the Mandalorian, if you wanted to cast like his gauntlets or his pauldron, if you have a mold you make of that, put this stuff in it, and you'll get that shiny metallic look right out of the mold.
Nice. There you go. There's some tips for your Mando armor, Jim.
Mine's not Mando though. Mine's
No. But if you want anything shiny, there you go.
Ass.
And these right here work beautifully. Mica powders, same thing. This right here. This is deep red, but on the website it actually said vampire red. But these will work really well in your casts as well. They work really great. And this, I've been using this to put in the epoxy sculpt to do certain sculptures with. Works really good in that too. So yeah.
So while we're on the subject of Jim's Mando armor, do you have your helmet accessible?
You mean this one?
Yes.
No, I did an Ahsoka helmet.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
I'm
that's
attempting.
The Boba Fett
I'm
prototype
attempting.
helmet, right?
It is.
Ooh,
it is,
that's pretty.
Yeah, I just picked up the prototype. In fact, I've done this twice now, so I picked up the prototype one because it was all white, and I was like, I can play with that. And my youngest wanted a Boba Fett helmet, but he wanted it specific colors. So I was like, let's grab it, and I'll see if I can. I mean, this is literally just spray paint. And so his one is purple, black, and orange. And once I'd done it, I was like, I've got an idea. So that's when I made this one. But then obviously things never stop there.
Really nice,
things
man.
Never
Beautiful.
Stop. Thank you. But things never stop there, do they? You're like, oh, I'll do that, and it'll look cool up on the wall with all my other helmets. And then you're like, oh, actually, maybe I should just build the entire costume.
Yeah.
And I've never done anything like that before, so I'm like,
it just snowballs.
Yeah, and so like my kitchen doesn't look like a kitchen at the moment. I've got EVA foam, I've got everything you could possibly imagine. Heat guns, oh my god, stuff that I never knew I needed everywhere in my kitchen. My kids are like, what are we going to eat? I'm like, I guess we're ordering in.
Right.
But it's fun, but you know.
And it happens that way with so many things.
That's how my whole dining room and kitchen's been the last like 2.5, 3 weeks. It's just covered in art project stuff and foam and paint and hot glue and
so much hot glue.
Yeah, so much hot glue.
Because
I'm really
you
glad
don't
though,
realize it until you start doing it, the amount of different things you need for certain types, and you're like, but this is way more than I ever anticipated. Why did I ever begin? But I'm like, I've got the boiler suit, and all the pieces have been cut, and I'm nearly ready to start like lacquering it and then painting it and stuff. But I've realised that, so I'm at that point where I'm like, right, well, do I want the armor to look pristine, or do I want it to look damaged? And I'm like, damaged would look really, really cool, but then I'm going to have to damage my helmet, and I'm like, no. That came out so well, I'm never touching it. So I'm like, how much are they on Amazon? Maybe I'll just do a second one.
Right.
Idiot.
Yeah, I just got my Blackwatch helmet in yesterday, or Black Series Deathwatch helmet, and I'm thinking about taking that really cheap support system they have out and actually putting pads in there so I can wear it, not have my nose pressed up against the visor.
Right. What I found is from the Black Series ones, especially so I liked the Deathwatch one, but I felt like it was a bit of a cop out due to the fact that how many times are you just going to reprint the same Boba Fett helmet and just paint it slightly different and sell it again? Because I got the Mando helmet, because at first I wasn't going to get the Mando one, and then I picked that up and I was like, that's actually that's a much nicer fit. because his helmet, obviously, it sits like that, whereas theirs kind
Right.
of goes out the sides, don't they? And then it gets a bit loose around here. But it's really,
So-
you're right, it's really, really tight at the front.
Yeah, I mean
I mean, it's
they
exactly
did a good
the
job
same.
on it, but it's see it.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, it's a really basic
Yep.
little retention system, and that's it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. Wow.
But
Yeah.
this is my point. Like, that is essentially just a repaint.
Yep.
What
Is
would
that the
you
Black
choose?
Series Boba
Don't get me
Fett?
wrong, it's really,
This
really
is the
fun.
Death Watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aaron's is the Death Watch, and
And
Jim's
yeah.
is
You
the.
can actually
My-
that
Boba
flips
Fett
down
Mine
and
was
lights
the
it on,
prototype Boba Fett.
Oh,
and then that's got
Why-
some LEDs in there.
I have a question if anyone's willing to answer it.
nice.
No.
I'm having some issues with my crystal focus. I'm thinking it's the power output because I'm using, I think, 1600 milliamp and 1800 milliamp, and it's not wanting to work properly. So I'm thinking I'm having a power issue. Do I need to use batteries that are more powerful, or do I need to use something totally different?
What are you using it for? Like, you got LEDs or what is it?
Oh, it's for the CFX and the string blades.
Yeah, I would just check your amps. You want to have 10 amps or above, because you can get a big battery for milliamp wise, but that amp output's going to be so low it's not going to work. Aaron knows.
Don't snap your fingers, Jeff. Don't snap your fingers.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's pretty cool.
This one's 3120 milliamps.
What's the brand?
So I'm not sure. And the other ones here, I think, is
Aaron.
this one's
I have both.
this one's 2000 milliamps, and I think this other one's 2000 milliamps as well. But I've been having issues. I've been having it where it'll sometimes turn on. Like I turn it on, it'll go off in a few seconds, or the LEDs are not very bright, not at all. That's pretty, Jeff.
Yeah, I swear by the Keep Powers.
I am.
I think they're 15 amp outputs.
Mm-hmm. Because I didn't say the amps on there, but I guess I'll have to check it. But
Yeah,
I just been having issues with that. And, huh?
That's kind of the trick to it. If you look on a website and it'll some will say 3000 milliamps, 4000, whatever. If they don't list the milliamp or the amp output on there, then it's probably not a high drain battery, and that'll cause some issues.
Well, all the ones I got's from custom saber shops, so I wasn't sure which ones I should get. I got the one with the highest number, and I thought that would work. I wasn't sure because I do installs, but I don't like doing installs really. To be honest, I'd rather make the outer shell and then send it to somebody that's better than me at doing installs.
Sure,
That's just my thing.
A lot of their stuff is LED based, like the just the Tri-Cree stuff, and you don't need that amount of amps on those. Yeah, I'm looking on there now.
So, would you recommend the battery I should get?
For me, as an installer, I always go to it's illume.com, and
I know that. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I just go in there and they've got Keep Powers. The 3120s with the 15 amp are like $15, and the 3000 milliamps are like $5 cheaper. So for me, it's like an extra 120 milliamps isn't worth it. So I'll buy 5 of the 3000s. Make sure that, and they do have the versions that are lower amps. But get the 15 amp, and I think when you buy like 5 or 6, it's free shipping.
If you don't mind, could you possibly send that to me on Facebook so I know what I'm actually looking for?
Sure.
If you don't mind. I mean, if you don't have time, it's fine.
No, I'm in there right now.
because I've been kind of wanting to get it back into installs because I haven't done installs in over a year, and I've been kind of wanting to get back into it because I want when I finally get to build the sabers I want and I can keep them. I want to have some nice stuff in them. I don't want to just throw a bunch of crap in there and it not work because I just got my hands on I just got this yesterday. Finally, it came in the mail, the brand new one, and I want to make sure that everything I've got for that, is what it needs.
I'll be right back.
That was ominous, wasn't it? I'll be right back.
And there you go. Link sent. I buy those 5 or 6 at a time, and they've never let me down.
Well, I figured if there was anybody I could ask that would know, it'd be you. So that's why I had to ask that question.
Well, thanks. Here, I'll put it in the public chat too.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, whenever you ask a question about certain things, your name comes up more than anybody else.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few others that shall not be named that pop up, but yours comes up more often than not. And I've asked other people, and they're like, "Yeah, go to him. He's great. He's top installer." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. How do I get a hold of him?" They're like, "Hit him up on Facebook." And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, because I didn't know you, and I didn't want you to, be like, "Who are you?" I don't want to, screw off. But I didn't know what kind of person you were. So
I don't know if you saw it, but you were on with I think it was Space Windu like a year ago. Is pretty while back, right? You were with him on his show like a year, maybe even a year and a half ago. No,
not to my knowledge. No,
I remember
the only other one I've ever been on other than Aaron's was it was a podcast radio group that had contacted me when I had my original company open, Legacy Weaponry. But that was like 2012 when that happened, 2013.
Man, I can't place where that was. I could have swore I've seen you on YouTube, like in some sort of chat thing. But
I don't know.
Yeah. If you ever need anything, that's kind of my thing. I'm not, as I see it, I'm not like the level of like you and Jim. You guys create something from nothing. I was talking to Chris Selman this morning, which Aaron, I don't know if he told you, I actually answered my phone when he called this time.
He told me at lunch. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. But like, he creates crystal chambers out of nothing. And I told him, I said, I don't know, it's either lazy or basic. I just like sitting down for 2-3 hours, building a lightsaber. I just haven't found the custom stuff as my thing. I just like putting something together and it works and it makes me happy.
But that's the point of the community. We're not all great at everything. That's why we come together. I can't do this stuff. I can't do the sound stuff. I can't create hilts. I do. I mean, I'll be fair. I don't really know what I do, but everyone else here is talented.
You're our friend, Jim,
point.
and that's all that matters.
Right? Well, I'll take that.
Friends from across the pond.
But that's the point of it, we all have our, again, I don't know what I'm bringing to it, but we all have our things and we come together and that's the beauty of it, right? That's the point.
That's what I like about the Saber community over the past 2 years. People have been less and less. Birch, I'm about to get my mouth in trouble here, but I'm going to say it anyway. People have been less and less afraid to challenge the norm. And the norm has been you go to a company or you go to somebody and you buy a hilt and you go to an installer or you do it yourself as a DIY project and then you show it off and then it collects dust for 6 months and you sell it. That was the reality for a long time. It makes me very happy to see so many people with so many diverse backgrounds coming in and just diving into the work. Like, I've seen more electrical engineers and wiring experts and people who've been doing that sort of thing their entire life coming in and picking up CFX boards and Golden Harvest boards and picking it up like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. And they are doing it as side projects, and people in the community are getting more and more help, and that's fantastic. Will, when I met Will about 3.5. Will, how old's your baby now? She's what, 3?
She'll be 3 in a couple months.
Okay, and I met you about a year before she was even born. So, okay, so we've been friends for a long time. I didn't know Will did what he did. I thought, handcrafting sabers was like a Darth Alice only thing. Like there was only one way, and he was the only one who did it. And here comes Will, like, yeah, epoxy sculpt, and I whipped this together and I put this little formula together, and ta-da, here's a perfect movie replica of what the what? So yeah, dude, it's crazy. I mean, and look at all the font artists, all the people who make fonts in our community right now, all come from someplace different. Some are in school, some have been to school, some some mix music, some do sound editing. I myself, I've got a bachelor's degree in media arts. I already know how to use the programs. That's why I can do fonts the way I do them. Like, everybody has something different to bring. You throw this guy below me into the mix, and you've got music, and he throws even more into it. Like, I don't have to worry about tracks half the time because he writes my tracks. He plays my tracks. So, yeah, I mean, bring him in. I think the biggest step that we've seen forward as a community in the whole, and years ago I wouldn't have said this, but I'll say it now. Probably the biggest step forward we've made was the introduction of the Profi board, or excuse me, the Teensy board. Later, the Profi board. It's when people, groups, individuals decided to do things themselves. I mean, it was open source. It opened up my 3 favorite words: bold new possibilities. It truly did. Yeah. And everybody went freaking nuts. People started programming. Fernando, period.
Right?
Freaking Fernando, period. The introduction of Smooth Swing, all of the stuff that happens, all of the blade styles, all of the features, the melt, the lightning, the block, the begin, the end. I mean, it's all this crap. Is it a pain in the ass to deal with? Yes, it absolutely is. But you're seeing the closed source boards now starting to adapt a lot of these features, which is only a good thing for everybody in the community. I mean, guys, let me be real about something. Look at Saberforge in 2016 and look at Saberforge today. Look at what they offer today. Golden Harvest with a chassis, good speaker. My buddy Matt brought his Saberforge Hero Tier over to the house. I looked at it. I inspected it. It's a good saber. It really, really is. It's very well put together. I don't know who Phil hired, but dude knows what he's doing. It was a tight saber. It really was. He can easily access his SD card. Saber's nice and bright. I would dare say he filed it because it doesn't have sharp edges and he can't stab anybody with it. It's just a very good hilt. And yeah, fight me, be mad at me for saying that, but he's a very satisfied customer, and normally you get a lot of complaints in our community about that product, and what I just looked at was amazing. Like, yeah, I'll be more than happy to put some fonts on this. That's awesome.
That's the diversity of the community, though. Like, I would go up there every quarter and do inspections at my day job, and I would walk in with a Teensy saber, my Bane sitting on the shelf. I'm like, have you guys seen this yet? And they're like, what's up? What does it do? And, so many of us building and doing different things, the company started listening. I don't know if Irma will finally, one day change some things, but
I'm sorry, who?
Irma.
Oh, Elmery.
But, I mean, that's the diversity. You've got all these people that are like, hey, I just graduated high school and I put my Profi board together this weekend. What are you doing? And it's like, dang, everybody wants to learn and do more. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I may have purchased a font from a certain website today. Shall I play it and see if someone can figure out whose it is?
By all means.
Dude, this is so cool. I love the blaze style you put on it as well. It's so nice. I was like, I want a new font today. Where am I gonna go? There's only one place I'm gonna go. To the best people that do it.
I was just thinking about making like a follow-up to that.
Yeah, do it.
I was thinking about that earlier today.
You've got a ton of out of universe fonts as well. So, and I'm going to start doing a feature on my YouTube of out of universe fonts. So, like, most of yours are already sitting in my basket, ready to go.
That'll be.
Don't forget Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. Yes. Mate,
yeah.
And like any that are like not specific, because I found my kids keep going on about getting a Sonic the Hedgehog one. I'm like, you guys are insane. I love it. It's just like that makes no sense. Just put it on a lightsaber.
Think about that.
I'm still rocking the chant. I can't get over it.
I can't get over that.
That's by far one of my favorite ones.
It is so awesome.
Ever done.
Yeah.
To be honest,
it's nasty.
That one.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to interject for a second. What he was just talking about the bringing the saber to work and everything. My aunt asked me not too long ago a question kind of like that. She's like, "What is so great about building these things? What do they do?" So I explained to her what a lightsaber does and where it comes from. And she's like, "So what's so great about that? You're basically just a nerd with a glowy stick." And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm much more than that. I said, all across this country, all across this world, you've got saber makers, you've got font makers, you've got installers. And I said, what does that mean? It means you have engineers, you have sound engineers, you have electricians and electronics, you have people that you have machinists, you have 3D printer, groups. I said, you've got people that figure out things that other people couldn't even wrap their head around because of what it goes into coming up with this stuff. So I said, we're a bunch of nerds, but I said, if you think about it, nerds rule the world today, my dear aunt. We rule the world because without us, the cool nerdy stuff you see on TV or in the movie theater or stuff you buy at different places, you would never have that. Your phone, you would never have that without nerds.
I'm looking at Jeff now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I want to say something to Mr. Birch. What you said to me was shocking because of the simple fact I've been a fan of yours for a very long time, and I thought to myself, God, I'd love to get to his level, and I had no idea that you liked my work at all because I didn't know if you'd ever seen my work.
Oh man!
So for you to tell me that you like my work, that just made my whole freaking day right there, man.
Awesome, man. I'm just a dude that reads manuals and wires some stuff up. I look at your stuff with the bone work. I mean, you can't tell what it is. That's the stuff that I look at and I'm just like, wow, I can't ever do anything like that. It's serious. Your work is awesome. I did a little bit of homework before this, and that's where I recognized you, and I couldn't remember where it was from, but yeah, your work is awesome. Don't stop.
Thank you. And honestly, I mean, there's a couple of you guys I don't know that well because this will be the first time I've met you, but the ones that I do know, like Jeff and Aaron, I mean, you guys inspire me every day. Every time I see a podcast, I get inspired by you guys because of the passion that you have, like the rest of us have. I mean, what I do is awesome, but without the font makers, it would be nothing but a tube of light with something cool connected to it. The font makers are the true heroes in the Saber community, as far as I'm concerned, because they create the sounds that make it a lightsaber.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have that without these guys. You would not. No prop out there that has sound or electronics built into it. Without those sounds and those little blinky lights and stuff, it would just be something cool you saw in a movie that you have. Without people like them or even us, this industry wouldn't be anything. It would just be a bunch of nerds sitting around, in their homes just trying to think of stuff to do. So my hat's off to every one of you guys. I mean, I absolutely love this community, and I always will.
See, now to us, to the sound creators, the font makers, it's the Aaron Tromleys and the Jeff Birches and the Pete Sandovals who make it for us, because God, honestly, I mean, if you ask me why I got into font making, because I bought an Ultra Saber once upon a time and I fired it up and I was all wowed by it, but then it didn't sound right to me. Yo!
Oh, come on.
Yo! Yes! Mrs. Preston, killing it.
That's so good. That's so good.
That's who you have to thank for this.
Let's go.
Excellent job.
Awesome. She killed it.
Beautiful.
Everybody loved
He
it.
jumped.
Everybody loved it.
He jumped back.
That's awesome.
I think there's
Iron
2
Jeff.
evolutions in the community. I think in like 6 to 8 years. I think when sound fonts started becoming a thing, I had the Park Sabers. I tweaked with those, and it was like, ooh, I've got something custom. And that was the first evolution, was people actually doing their own thing. It wasn't like a mass-produced thing. They were coming up with something. That was the first thing, the custom stuff. And the second was the sound. And I don't think a lot of people get credit for the evolutions that have been out there. But if not for guys like Aaron and K-Sith and Novastar and all these guys that were out there making the stuff from the beginning, I don't think this train would have gotten this big.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I mean, Matthew or Novastar, I've known him for a long time. I met him when he first got up with Ultra, when Ultra actually owned Ultra Sabers. And honestly, I think he was the one that kind of catapulted all this into other people getting inspired to making sound fonts, because he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was the first, was he not? He was the first guy to come out with that.
I think Matthew was the first to work with Irv, and he was also the only font maker on record, I mean, to ever hit 300 fonts.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. I mean, Repulse alone has over 100, but that's across 5 creators. Matthew hit 300 freaking fonts.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of 30 fonts on my own, let alone 300.
Hashtag goals.
Yeah.
Like, yes. I would
Oh,
Hey, I don't mean to bow out, but I promised my wife we're gonna watch Last Night in Soho. So
You're good, man. Hey, thanks for being here, dude. This is continuing to be a pretty awesome stream.
yes, sir.
and
Nice
Jeff,
meeting you.
definitely hit me up about the wands. I'll create whatever you want. I've got some designs that I've got drawn that I've never showed anybody, and I'll bust a few out and see what you think. Just let me know.
Awesome. It was great hanging out with everybody again, and have a happy and safe Halloween, everybody.
You too, dude. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, man.
See you guys.
No, I don't mean to be that person that jumps on that, but I'm going to have to bow out as well.
It's all right. It's like what,
here.
3 a.m. there?
Well, I had just noticed that the clocks have gone back, so it is 2 a.m. But in theory, yes, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm quite tired. It's been a long day. and not that I don't love hanging out with you people, but I do need some sleep.
Jim, if you want, I'll talk to all the guys, but we can make this an 8 o'clock thing our time on Saturdays if you'd like to join us.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to put any pressure on anyone just for me, because that's not what I do. I'm just happy to come on and join in when I can, and
You're
stay
always
on
welcome.
as long as I can. I appreciate that. I really do. It's been really nice chatting to everybody that I already know, and new people as well. Will, legend. And so it's been a nice evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And that helmet is absolutely beautiful, dude. It really is. I love those colors. I love the design.
I just spray paint. It's nothing special.
But still, it's pretty, man. It's nice, you know.
Yeah, I was happy with it. I'm gonna have to do more though. It's a problem.
Just embrace it, man. Sleep. Come on.
Yeah, I've got to. Right. Have a good evening, and I will speak to you all soon.
Bye, Jim. Take care.
Take care.
Bye, Jim.
It is. And there were 6.
My dudes on the screen. So, Major, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Preston for introducing me to the absolute legend that is Russell from Wade Sabers. Because, and Russell, if you're watching, this 20-inch blade that I specifically ordered for my thin neck gives the perfect demo illusion. So it's not like I'm using a little saber ruler anymore. Then you will die.
Oh, that's pretty.
This is the end for you, my master. This is where the fun begins.
Ready when you are.
Everything will soon be set right.
Freak, yeah. So this thing is amazing. I'm so happy. And then for the incredible saber that Jeremy over at Moon's Custom Armory got done for me, I have a 24. And it works. Ooh, boy, we got some demos coming soon. And they're going to look nice.
Yeah.
They just going to look so nice.
Did you end up having to sand that?
Yeah, Chris gave me a hand with that at lunch today. We met up over in the Villages, and for anybody in Florida who knows where the Villages is, that's the place to be if you want good food.
What grit did you find out worked best for you?
220.
220. Oh.
220.
I guess my ribbon has a tighter tolerance because it was taking me forever to sand down what I needed.
Well, it was also 2 a.m, dude. You were tired.
Fair enough. I've been up for about 36 hours, so.
So, yeah, man.
Wow.
This I'm so unbelievably privileged and blessed to have everything that I got going for me with this, not just with this live stream, with all you guys, the way we all hooked up. Can you do you guys understand that we went from Facebook trivia? It was, Will might even remember, Facebook. I did Facebook Lives, and it was Star Wars trivia to win a free fun. To this. This is how far we've come, and it's amazing. It's freaking amazing. And I'm not going to tell the story of what this all came from because it's just bad memories, but nothing but good came from it. Isn't that right, Jeff? Unmute your mic, Jeff. Jeff, unmute your mic. I don't think you can hear me.
Maybe we're all muted.
There we go. I'm going to unmute his mic. Where's he at?
It's unmuted.
Okay.
Now.
No, I was just giving you a shout, dude.
Yeah, I missed
I was about to say.
it.
Yeah, I was about to say if he couldn't do it, I understand sign. So yeah. Talk to him.
It's all because of this guy. This all being what it is.
Oh no, I can't take any of the credit. Well, I can take some of the credit, but not all
Some of the
it.
credit. But yeah.
This is
Yeah, dude, this is
your baby that I helped evolve.
Nah, it's all our babies. My babies are laying right down there. So, I got a question for my co-host.
What's up?
What is your next project, my dude? Talk to the people. Talk to the people.
Let's see. So, as far as projects that I have going on, I've got still, which, to further explain a little bit, I actually did some digging around online and I found someone that ripped the 3D files from Jedi Fallen Order, all of the lightsaber pieces.
Did they?
And so, yeah. And it's direct rip. No, not really any alterations were made except for the Jaro Tapal pieces. So I printed out the pieces of the hilt that Wild Space Outpost is making, just to kind of see about how it would fare up in terms of scale. I still need to print the other emitter, but this is pretty much the size of it. And comparing it to a Korbanth Fallen V2.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much spot on.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. Of course, I did talk to Nathan Barnes of Wild Space, and he went into some depth as to why it's taking so long for my hilt to get completed. I won't say anything because it's stuff that does not need to be said online. But yeah, I completely understand why it's taking a while. So I've got that hilt going in the works. I've got some people making me some Johnny Silverhand cosplay items. Let's see. As far as sabers go, I think the only project that's going on is my font commission with you, Aaron.
Yes, sir. And
That's
you and I
gonna
got
be
some
awesome.
You and I got some work to do, and when that goes live, because I not only do I need your help demoing it, but I need you in the video too. So that's going to be a major one.
I've got, like I said, I've got 3 Profi Sabers completely installed, so I can properly demo it.
Yeah, I actually have a question, another question, if you guys don't mind. The Bane series I'm going to be doing, I'm hoping to get some chassis made, but I have found no one that is not super busy that can make me some chassis.
Hi. So,
Hi.
fun fact.
Well, see, I didn't know that you made chassis. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, so the chassis that's in my Starfall semi-mystery saber, I designed and 3D printed this chassis. Holds Profi, recharge port, 28mm speaker, 18650 battery. I've slowly started to make my own chassis because buying them off of Shapeways and then having to wait, or buy them off of Etsy and have to wait. I just didn't like that waiting period, and I also wanted to mess around with making my own chassis. So if you get me dimensions, or at least like a 3D STL render of that hilt, I can work something out.
Private chat.
Or I could do you one better. I could just send you a sample of the metal, because the metal I use is all uniform. It's all one size, and it's all one curvature. Because basically, where I get this metal is I cut it from a giant, it's 3-foot ring of metal, and I cut that out, and then I make it into the design I want.
Can you hold up the saber for me again?
Yeah.
You see that grip? Okay, so okay.
Yeah, it's not a heavy curve; it's a light curve.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting to do. I've never had to make a curved chassis before. Me personally, I don't do curved hilts, but I could see what I could maybe make.
Yeah, but my only question is, could you make it where I could afford it and not have to cut off an arm and a leg and send you that? You know, could you? Yeah. Because one guy I asked about that, he was asking, I think he was asking like $100 per chassis.
For his private chat.
So, okay, I'm not anything professional. I'm not a professional chassis maker.
Did
so
you want it printed
anything,
in metal? I mean, $100? I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but did you want it printed in metal?
No,
Like,
I just want it printed out of plastic.
that's outrageous.
Whatever you had laying around.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Depending on the amount of work I got to put into it, maybe $20 to $30.
That I could do that. I just want something simple, something like where the board is, where the battery is, and maybe I don't have an external recharge port on this because I didn't want to do that. So something with an internal, that, or even where I could put something from Custom Saber Shop where you remove the battery, something like that. Just something simple. I don't need grandiose whatever,
Yes, you do.
I'm a simple redneck. Period.
Yeah, so I think the name of the company that I got it from was Shadow Foil Props, but they have on their website, it's a free download, and it's a pack of like STL and step files of like a Profi board, a CFX, a Verso, 28mm, 22mm speakers, recharge port, like all these little components, and I use those for making chassis. If anything, I think the only difficult part about it for me is the curve of it, because I'm going to have to figure out what type of curve it is, angle on it. So, yeah.
Well, see, an idea I had was I wanted to make a spine, right?
Okay.
And have some pieces that come down that would have the PLE plastic or whatever you use to actually mount to that, so it makes that nice curve, and you don't have to try to figure out how to curve it because the metal curves it. You just put those components on it. That's the idea I had.
Okay. Reach out to me on Facebook Messenger, and we can definitely chat more about this.
Yeah. Would you mind sending me a friend request? Because I know your name's Aaron. I just don't know your last name. I'm sorry, because it says Shadow Tech. It doesn't say your name.
Completely fine.
Yeah.
His last name is co-host. Aaron.
Yes.
Co-host. Okay. Aaron co-host. Okay.
And that co-host was his middle name.
No, that's co.
It's both.
Aaron coast to coast.
Aaron
yes.
co-host.
Co-host. Okay.
Co-host.
Yeah, I sent your friend request too, Will.
Keith.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I mean, I don't.
Is that you?
Is it the Airbender people? Yep, that's me. That's me.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I actually found that on an art forum on Facebook, and I got you right here, and I just fell in love with that design, and I had to have it, so I actually contacted the guy and asked him if I could download it. He's like, "Why are you asking me? It's free. Go ahead." I'm like, "Okay," because I like Airbender. My wife's a hardcore Airbender fan, so I.
Sweet.
Dude, guys, I'm looking at that Jedi robe spot that Jim sent me to. Yo, my kid is gonna get hooked up for Christmas. Let me just tell you.
Yeah. Well, Aaron, I'm going to have to bow out, man. I can hear my kid in there screaming, so she needs to go to bed. So I'm sorry, man. I got to go. It was
No, you're
awesome
good,
talking
dude.
to you guys. I cannot wait to talk to you guys.
I got you, Izzy.
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah. And I love how Mr. Maul's just kind of moving around, looking around, just kind of like,
He's waiting on that mission. He's waiting for
Yeah.
Darth Sidious to send him on that mission.
Yeah, and I hope what I said earlier didn't offend you. I was just having some fun. I mean, people tell me when I was in the Navy, I got picked on all the time. They said, "Wow, you sound like a redneck." I'm like, well, "Thank you, I appreciate that."
Dude, I know more rednecks in my community, and we are. I'm like the only nerd who lives here. It's pretty sad, but I enjoy it.
Yep.
I feel like I live in a small place, and I feel like there aren't people who need Star Wars like I do around me close. And I feel like that really sucks, but that's what I got you guys for.
No, they need that. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah. Will, before you go,
They will learn.
Consider, if you've got some free time, consider Instagram, and you've got so many pictures. When you finalize your logo and you create an account, get all your pictures up on there, and just take advantage of all the features. Post something to your story every day. Even if it's a memory, be like, "Hey guys, check this out from 2013," and then boom, just throw it up there and leave a link to your spot. You can even tell people where to find you on Facebook. There's not anything on Instagram that's going to kick you or ban you for mentioning what you do on other social media platforms. It's like, you can find me here on Facebook. You can pay attention to me here on Instagram. It even lets you link your TikTok, which is nuts.
I think I have a TikTok account. I think I just made one just to be able to look at some of because I follow a few people. Like, if you've never heard of Dylan Hollis, he is absolutely, he's a cook, and he's on TikTok. He's absolutely hilarious. I watch his stuff all the time.
I've got TikTok to watch the one lady who throws her shoe at her husband. the Chinese lady.
Yeah. No, you need to have TikTok also for the Derek dude, for the dude that does the Derek jokes.
Okay.
Jason Banks. It's at Jason Banks is the guy.
Little Johnny's one of my favorites.
Oh, and Izzy, because you got to follow Izzy.
I follow Izzy though.
Yeah. Well, she is calling for me, so I've got to run, guys. It was
do
a
what you got to
pleasure.
do, man.
Thank you so much. I think you all are awesome, and I aspire to be as good as you guys one day.
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, you founders, and Rob from Genesis, and Matthew, and you guys put us here. So that's all I'm saying. We'll get you back on here soon, brother.
All right. I can't wait, man. I enjoy this. I mean, geeking out with great people is always fun because it's hard to get that around here, with all these weird people around here. It's odd.
Hey, it's weird being the only weird person in my house. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Nice to meet you, Will.
Freaking love that guy.
Right?
Izzy said her
And to
TikTok's
know,
getting banned.
yeah, it's legit. I'm sure she does. But Izzy, we love you. You're awesome.
Oh, shoot. It is Ark from Kyber Cave, the Saber Rattle. What is up, dude? Fourzze.
What is up? Fourzze.
So I'm actually in the middle of doing so I mean, I guess it's not a secret anymore that I am back in the saddle. And it is a good feeling. I mean, it's not like, it's a good feeling to be back in the saddle. I mean, font work is font work. Hey, Mrs. Jeff. Hold on. We gotta get a close up of her. Boom. Hey, girl. All right. Let me take a minute here and just kind of hog the screen and just mention that it's different. It really is. I haven't done a font since Scott Pilgrim, which was in July, June.
Yeah, it was.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it was back then. Yeah.
I've been having health scares for 2 years, guys. 2 years. I've been in and out of the hospital a couple times, just checking on things. I've been to 2-3 different I've been to 4 or 5 different specialists, 2 different doctors. I had to lock in one as a new primary, and this whole time, it has been nothing but trying to get over type 2 diabetes. That's what it's been about this whole time, and it has been a truckload of research. And Aaron's laughing at something on his phone.
Sorry, TikTok.
No, it's been a truckload of research. It's been a lot. It's and I've been going on and on and on about health over a past few streams, but this is what it's really been all about. We all know if you don't create content, if you don't stay with it, you're going to get buried under the algorithm. That's just what it is. That's why certain groups don't have as many followers or subs or whatever. That's why sales dip. That's what it's whatever. I made that choice. I have chosen not to make new fonts and concentrate on stuff except for live streams because I have been working on me. You go back and watch my Scott Pilgrim video and then come back to this and look at me now. There's a 30-pound difference, and it needed to happen. I would not wish what I've put myself through on anybody. It has been. I would not tell you to do what I'm doing as a consistent way of life because I'm doing this to fix myself. I hurt every day. I don't sleep. I've got blood pressure problems. I got blood sugar problems. And just to put this in perspective, for years I've been a type 2 diabetic, which as you age, it presents. I mean, if I weren't diabetic, I wouldn't need these. Diabetes is why I need these, and it sucks. So
no, old age is why you need those, brother.
Both. It's both. But no, in all seriousness, I was a full-blown type 2 diabetic. Like, I had to have a doctor tell me, you need to get your shit in order. You need to do it. And I never, ever, ever listened because I didn't take it seriously, and then the pain started. And then other problems started. And since I was for 2 years now, I've been going to different doctors and getting all these checks and everything, and all the labs came back good. You're negative for cancer, you're negative for bone, whatever, you're negative for this, you're negative for that, and that's all good news, right? But the underlying issue was there. I was having pain, I was having trouble focusing, I was having trouble sleeping, I was having mental trouble, I was having emotional trouble. I've lost friends. I've lost friends because my health wasn't in check. And when your health is not in check, your head's not in check. And when your head's not in check, you say stupid things. You think stupid things. You act on stupid things. You get into things that you don't need to be getting into. You don't choose your battles the right way. Even if you're right, you can still walk away. Some things I didn't walk away from. My head wasn't in the game, guys. Comment section. Everybody listening on Monday. My head wasn't in the game. That's why I haven't been making fonts. I'm back in the game now because I got my labs and I am 0.1 point away from not being diabetic anymore. Not only did I stop type 2 diabetes, I'm almost out of pre-diabetes. My blood sugar's normal. My blood pressure is normal. Testosterone's normal. Almost everything except my A1C is normal. Once I hit that 0.1 and get out of type 2 diabetes and lose about 30 more pounds, it's game over. I beat this thing. I freaking beat this thing.
Congrats.
So now that my head's back in the game, I'm back in the saddle. Izzy, what back in the saddle means is I'm riding the font horse again, essentially.
And I gotta say that going through a lot of this with you for the last 6 months, the calls saying, "Hey, I'm in the hospital, but don't worry." I'm so inspired and so proud of you, brother.
Do you know what I do? Do you people know what I do? What I've done to myself? Like, let me give you an idea of what I've done to myself. I don't eat for 18 hours a day. I intermittent fast every single day of the week. I don't eat until 1 p.m. and I stop at 7. I don't snack. Here's another one. I don't eat bread. It's a joke. Yay, bread makes you fat. Guess what? Bread makes you freaking fat. I've done research. I've followed doctors on sugar, on carbs, on the American diet, on the pyramid. I can go on for hours explaining to you why what you're eating is killing you, because it was killing me. I have lost precious life. I have lost precious time. I have wrinkles. I look older than I should because diabetes was kicking my ass. All I drink is water and Propel and nothing else. Nothing. Fourzze, how could you do that to yourself? That's torture. Well, so is living in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So is living in pain. And so is worrying about, oh God, what's that feeling? Do I have cancer? I better go check and see if I have cancer. Am I going to be blind in my left eye? I better go to the eye doctor. I'm feeling another pain in my side. I better go to the chiropractor. Dude, F all that. I'm done. I'm so done with that. Thank God for Brandon, who called me one day and said, you know what, man? You lose 30 pounds, I bet you're going to sleep great. I've lost the 33 pounds and I don't sleep any better. But do you know how good it feels to have my labs come back and the science tell me, dude, you're fine. Keep going and you're going to be even better. The mental clarity is finally just now kicking in. Just now. Like, there was a situation a week ago that had me totally upset. And just now, with everything being the way that it is, I've got total clarity, and it's like, wow, it's not even important. It's not even important. This is important. These people on the screen are important. The fact that my health is in check is important. Now I can do fonts. Now I can work on this stuff, and I can work on this stuff with a bold new perspective. Not, oh my God, I have to make this so I can keep up with the latest and greatest thing. Yeah, look, the latest and greatest thing is a lot of fun. I am so blessed and thankful for Russell for getting me a blade that's going to work on the screen. But that should not be my number one priority. So thankful for it, though. So happy that I've been able, so blessed for my customers who buy my stuff so that I can go to guys like Russell and get what I need to make my demos that much better. But that's not my top priority. My top priority is I need, if I have to put this on hold so that I can do what I need to do to get my labs in check. Because if you don't have your health, listen to me. I'm not even bullshitting you. You don't have your health, you don't have your family, and you don't have your friends and your circle of support, you have freaking nothing. You have nothing.
Yep.
No amount of fake friends, no amount of fans or subs or anything like that is ever going to get it. It's never going to compensate for your real life, your real health, and your real friends and your real support. Nothing. You don't have that, you don't have life. Period. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Be mad at me. Fight me. I don't eat, dude. I don't eat for 18 hours a day. I get upset.
Hey, but we can't get angry with you, and we can't fight you because you're right.
Yeah.
So
that's all there is to it.
And this isn't a Saberland thing. And I'm not saying that at any person, and I'm not saying that to any group of people who are probably going to get pissed off here in the next 3 or 4 days and make little posts about, well, I mean, saying so on a live stream. Shut up. This isn't about a certain group of people. This is about me getting my life in check. That's what it's about. And I really wish everybody would get their life in check.
See, and that's why, like, recently I've been bumping around to people in the community, and you may get a message from me if I talk to you or I have you on a social media platform that just says, hey, how you doing? Random mental health check.
Random mental health check.
Because
I see it from you. I see it from you.
Because I like Isaac's the perfect example. Him and I have been talking a lot more. And I told him sometimes we need to put the bullshit in the community aside and remember that there's an actual person on the other end of that messenger conversation that we're having, on the other end of the camera that we are streaming with, that has real problems that may need help. And sometimes we need to put this hobby aside and treat that person like a person. So that's my little rant for tonight.
I mean, I'm sorry we got to come back to that. I mean, I feel like every so often we keep coming back to that. Like we keep coming back to the whole, behavior in the Saber community. Oh, somebody says this, or somebody posted that, or somebody has beef with someone else, and blah blah, and somebody's not making money, and someone's pissed off because they don't have enough subs, or they don't have enough followers, or they're not making enough sales, or they don't. Shut up. Like, what do your labs say?
Right.
How's your relationship with your wife? When's the last time you said hey to your kids? Did you take your dog out recently? How's your car running? How you doing at your real life job?
Mm-hmm.
And if Sabers are your real life job, like if they are your real life job, are your customers happy? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you seeing your family enough? Are you in check?
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to get to the point where I would not want to turn on the videos that defined my childhood because I'm so involved with trying to make money off of a niche hobby.
Right.
I would hate to get to that point. I would hate to get to Christmas and my wife goes, "Hey, you want to do a Star Wars marathon?" Oh no, I'm so burned out on that. Oh, like I do fonts all the time, and if I have to listen to that movie one more, no, I don't ever want to reach that point.
No.
Never. No. I don't ever want to reach that point. I just don't. I have to. Especially with my physical condition, all right, and being an older dude, and you guys know what testosterone is, and you know what it affects. It affects the mind. It affects a lot of how your body performs. When you are, it ain't just women, dude. It's men too. When you are hormonally imbalanced, when you're chemically imbalanced, when you're low on a hormone you need, dude, you're off kilter. You're off, and it affects you. It affects your sleep. It affects the way you make decisions. It affects your relationships with your close friends will want to tune you out if you're not there. I'm surprised I still got friends in a live stream these past 6 months. I'm not even joking. I've had good days, but I've had some terrible days. I've made some poor decisions. I've gotten into some arguments with people over the dumbest little things when I could have just kept on scrolling. Serious.
Yeah, but that's the difference between us as a stream group. We're not just friends, we're family. And we're family by choice. Which means
because we get it. It's because we get it. And I'm talking to the people on the screen. Like no disrespect to comment section right now, but I'm talking to everybody on the screen. We get it. We know we've had the deep talks. We've had the talks that have nothing to do with Star Wars, nothing to do with Sabers. Jeff, I reached out to you and I said, "Don't panic. I'm at the hospital." And I was at the hospital because I had a scare. And I had a scare because I felt pain in places where I don't usually feel pain. And it's like, holy crap, what's going on? Oh, my God, this is so weird. And I had to go to the hospital, and I was telling you, okay, don't freak out. And it turns out I was at the hospital because I was freaking out, not because there was anything wrong.
Well, and you told me not to panic, so then I immediately panicked.
And you immediately panicked. And this is what we got. This is what we have.
Yeah.
This is why Chris Selman is one of my best friends in the world, because when I put my wife in the hospital last year, he was the first person on the phone.
Yeah.
The first. Not anybody else. Brandon was the second, and that's only because he didn't know. Otherwise, he'd have been the first.
Yeah.
No joke. It goes beyond this.
Mm-hmm.
If it
100%
doesn't
it
go
does.
beyond this, you need to check and you need to ask yourself why you're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And-
other than this guy over, which way am I going here? This way. This guy here. Who else could I call at 4:00 in the morning while I'm walking on the treadmill?
For real?
Legit.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I'll be
yeah.
up at that time.
Yeah.
I'm up late.
Yeah, but what
Do
time
you know-
zone are you in?
Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, so that would be, what time is it there right now, Aaron?
7:30.
Okay, so I'm not going to call you at 3:00 in the morning. Because I'm an hour ahead of you. And I'm 2 hours behind Preston. So for Preston, it's actually like 6:00 in the morning, but he usually hasn't slept yet. So
Yeah.
So it'd only be 2 here.
Right.
That's like, I don't normally go to bed till 4 or 5 in the morning.
And look, I'm not trying to be preachy, you know, and a lot of times our live streams can go south, they can go any which way. But I've been reminded a lot lately that we are human and we need to be allowed to be human. We need to be allowed to make mistakes. We need to be allowed to ask for forgiveness. We need to be able to forgive. And we need to be able to walk away.
Yeah.
We need to be able to, just like we need to be able to forgive, we should also be able to freely walk away and make the conscious choice, okay, I've forgiven this person, but I have chosen not to associate anymore, and that's okay. That's okay. I have unsubbed from you, and that's okay. I have unfollowed you, and that's okay. Maybe it's personal, maybe it isn't. But that's part of what makes us us. I would dare say everybody on the screen, most people on our screen right now probably have all different belief systems, not just religious, moral. There's a moral compass. We probably all draw the line at a very different point. But I don't care because I love you guys. Y'all are my fam. And I'm right there. Always will be.
And that was kind of my point, was with your good days, bad days, whatever kind of day it was. And I know Preston and Johanna feel the same way. No matter what kind of day you're having, we're here for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. It's not about sticking beside you when every day is sunshine and puppy dogs.
Dogs.
It's it's being supportive when you need it the most, not when it's convenient for us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Craig had a question. Craig says, am I eating keto or carnivore? Neither. I'm doing very, very low carb with 18 hours intermittent fasting and nothing but water and Propel for drink. And I allow myself 2 cheat meals a week, one on the weekend, one in the middle of the week when wifey's like, I don't feel like cooking. And then I eat really bad. And to do you one better, the cheat meals are about to become a thing of the past because I just got bread that is made by a French bakery that doesn't have sugar in it and it doesn't spike insulin. There's no such thing as bread that does not spike insulin, and this bread does not spike insulin. Boom. Diabetic bread.
and
So now I can have bread.
And if Craig doesn't want to do that, all you need to do to drop some weight and get into a somewhat healthy regime and go to the gym for 2 hours a day at 4 o'clock in the morning, 6 days a week.
Wait till I start working out. You think you've seen weight loss on me so far? Wait till I get real serious and actually go into keto. Like,
right?
I won't be in keto long, and I'll probably break out of it once a month just to satiate a craving.
Diabetic. Sorry, Cole. Cole's
Izzy.
killing me.
Hang on, we'll get to Cole. Izzy diagnosed with type 1 at 8. 1 day without insulin and it's game over. Oh, nothing to do with diet, just sucky genetics. Mental health is just as important. So much stigma around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and Izzy and look, I gotta say, Izzy's got it tough because she's got a TikTok, and I've seen toxic people come at her, and dude, if I had that level of toxicity come at me all the time, every single day, that's a courageous lady right there. Izzy, I take my hat off to Izzy. She's probably one of Saberland's most amazing ladies for what she puts up with.
It's not just her TikTok; it's her Instagram that she gets it on too.
No doubt, Izzy's got all my support, no doubt.
So I mean, that's one of the issues with Izzy is she's female, so everybody looks at her differently and everybody treats her differently in the community, and they shouldn't.
And I want to get Izzy on the stream just to chill, just to hang for real. Lord Reaver, all horrible. Thanks for asking. Dude, we hear you, Reaver. Izzy says, I met a lot of toxic people in this community, but for every bad person, there's 10 great folks. No time for drama. We all share the love for the same thing. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Ian is going nowhere. Sabers and Fonts could be gone tomorrow, and I'll still care and love the friends I made. For real. Dude, the mouse can come in and be like, huh, no more making money for you. And y'all would still be there. Hey, Cole. Can't control. Only how you react. Cole says he don't sub for no one. Diabetic.
That popped up on the
That's
screen.
it right there.
I just about fell out of my chair.
For real. Tip the hat. Craig says TikTok is full of trolls. Yeah, TikTok is absolutely full of trolls. And so is Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok's like a rabbit hole though. Like
it is. TikTok is very much a rabbit hole, but if you follow people, like a lot of our folks in the community, you'd be surprised at who you see. Like it's nuts who you see, because you got folks on Instagram who barely have any views, and they're on TikTok. They got 68,000 views and subs and stuff, and I'm like, wow, like just freaking wow.
So it's funny that you brought that up, because I was talking to Preston the other day, because he taught me some hashtag tricks with TikTok.
FYP.
Yes. And I've got videos on my YouTube channel that have been up there for 6-8 months that are at like 20 views. That same video on TikTok got 1,150 views in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, it's insane.
Yep.
Shoot,
I went off on like a 25-minute tangent here, but the main point I was trying to make when Izzy was asking what the saddle was I'm doing a commission right now for ARC over at the Kyber Cave, and if you guys, Ari Poulter.
Yeah, sorry, that was me on my TikTok. My own video.
So I'm working on one for ARC over at Kyber Cave, and he's got some really cool stuff, and he had a really fantastic idea, and it's the first commission I've taken in months. I'm not even kidding you, months. And then I snagged one from my boy down here, and I'm working on one for Ian, and then I got one going for Will, and possibly another one for someone on the screen here, and there's other stuff happening right now as we speak. There's connections there's connections I'm making that you're going to see some changes. And it was funny because Johnny, I was talking to Johnny Collado, and he goes, "So it's going to be Fourzze 3.0, huh?" And more or less, he's right. I'm just not going to change the name.
Hey, Aaron, don't forget about that other font that you and I were talking about last night.
That's what I mentioned. That's why I said another someone on the screen.
Yep. Oh no, not the one for me. The kind of the funny one you were looking at doing that was going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that one too. So between now and the end of January, I got a lot to do, and there's a lot of my own stuff I need to do, and I still got to run this live stream. But yeah, absolutely, Isaac, the fury of the Fourzze. No, I didn't. I'm not going to say I didn't mean to get off on a tangent, because I totally did, but nobody really knows what's going on with me. And when you get buried under an algorithm and people start asking questions like, geez Louise, he has all this time to run a live stream, but why can't he make a new font? Well, because I have a real freaking life I got to live. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not going to produce crap. And I'm not going to give you crap. And I am so happy that we've got incredible artists on Repulse that have been dropping fire lately, especially this cat two panels over.
Oh, yes.
Preston has just been continuing to impress me and the community with the fire that he's been dropping. And that Anakin font is about the best damn thing I've heard in a long ass time. That was fresh and invigorating to hear. Yes, because I thought there was, and again, my idiot mind. Well, there's only one way to make an Anakin font. No, the freak there isn't.
No, mine's a lot of fun. And on that note, in an uncharacteristic fashion, I'm gonna go.
You gotta head out.
I'm gonna go and have fun with my.
I was gonna say you.
And,
heck yeah, dude.
Cosplay it for a few.
Go do your thing. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Alrighty, y'all take care.
Later, bro.
Love you, dude.
Love y'all. Have a good night.
Laters.
Well, and see, that's the thing too. It's a lot of artists say that and that to me, that's what a font maker is. It's a form of art. And a lot of people in the art community say if your heart's not in it, if your mind's not in it, if you're just not there, your art's going to come out like crap. So the fact that you took a step back from your art to focus on you, to focus on your health and your mental health and everything, that's going to, one, not only preserve your product and your quality of your product, but that's going to make you a better artist and content creator in the future.
Yep.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is, why aren't you making fonts? It's like, do you want my stuff to be crappy? Do you want me to not be around to be able to do it? And I think that's kind of like what you were saying. A lot of people don't realize that there's people behind the people, and we all go through crap. So,
that's exactly it.
Yep.
In a nutshell.
I mean, even with saber makers, I mean that's a different type of artistic medium.
And you also have to be aware of reality.
Yeah.
And really nobody wants to face reality, because when you speak reality for what it is, it sounds harsh. It sounds twisted. It sounds crooked. When you say something to the okay, bye.
I'll be right back.
Goodbye. No, when you speak truth, it can sometimes hurt. Like, when somebody asks you, okay, well, why do you make fonts? Do you know what truth is? Here's truth. You make fonts and you put them on a website and you sell them. You make money. You make profit. And you're always going to have those people out there that are like,
well, you just do it for money. You're just in it for the money. And if you're just in it for the money, then you need to find another place to go. You don't need to be in our community. No. Shut up. I'm going to stop you right there. I did not invent this word, but I like to use it. We are Saberland service people. We all provide a service. Making fonts is my service to this community. I am at a terrible disadvantage because I don't do as much as others do. And what I mean by that is when I give you guys a font, I don't provide a blade style. And I don't give you a blade style because I don't want to. I don't give you a blade style because I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't know how.
That's what.
Okay.
That's what. I mean, there's websites out there for that.
Sure, of course there is. Of course there is. But what happens is that when you have people who start to adapt, you have an expectation. Here, I'll attack something that'll make you guys uncomfortable. You ready for this? Watch this. There are people who believe that if a demo is not done in Direct Connect, they won't buy the font. Period. They won't buy the font because it doesn't sound perfect digital crisp. I'm not calling anybody out. This is not me attacking anybody because look, I use it too.
Yeah.
Another uncomfortable truth. It is a marketing tool. It is a marketing tool. Can I take this amazing saber that Jeremy Moon made for me outside and impress my friends with it? No, I can't. I can't do that. I can't take this outside with my son and duel. I can't take this out to like a party and enjoy it. It is a tool. It is made for one thing, and that is to connect to my computer to make it sound real impressive so that people will buy it. That is reality. That's reality. And there's no shame in saying it. It sounds bad because it's like, oh, you're only in this for the money. You're so greedy. You're so jealous. Ooh, you just want to make money. You're so evil. No, it's a service. It's a service I provide. I do the Direct Connect because I want it to sound good for you. So when you listen to it, it's like, man, that's a good font. Or, I think I'm going to pass on that font.
Yeah, but here's another truth. We will take, let's use one of your fonts as an example, because
sure,
I have a ton of them.
I have.
Yeah, that's true.
Another uncomfortable truth. You have them all.
I have them all. Yes, that's true. But I mean, let's take your Pong Crow. We always come back to Pong Crow.
I don't know why, but okay.
Well, because there's so many nuances in that font. On my CFX, it sounds gorgeous. It sounds exactly like your demo, even if it's not a Direct Connect demo, like your old one wasn't. I don't think.
The old one, no. The new one is.
Yeah, but it sounds gorgeous. I put that same font on my Electrum because it's got a different soundboard. It's got different technology. It doesn't sound the same. You put that on a Profi, it's going to sound different. You use a Smuggler's Outpost speaker, it's going to sound different than a Saber Trio speaker or a JBL or
a JBL or what? Yeah. It's going to sound different. Sure.
An LGT speaker is going to sound different than everything because everything changes how that font is going to sound. Yeah.
Right. So
you can't base it on the demo video. If you like that character and you like,
but many people do. That's the thing.
But that's the problem.
Folks make the decision, and you also have to remember that there are folks out there in who are new. Okay, who will never see this live stream and they'll never know I said this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. They believe that this hooked up to the computer and the way it comes out is the way that it's going to sound in their tiny little speakers. And sometimes when they buy the font, not just mine, anybody's, if it's demoed through Direct Connect and then they buy it and they listen to it on their little speaker and it doesn't sound the same, they get upset.
But
so are we falsely advertising?
No.
That's a fair question. Are we?
You're not, because it's perception.
It is perception, because what
You
I'm
can-
demoing to you is my work. I'm not demoing to you my saber. I'm demoing to you what I've done. What I've taken, what all the makers. I don't care who you are, Grayscale or Braden, or if Mike wants to make a font. I don't give a crap. It's the labor, it's the time and the effort that we put in. I could say the same thing for installers and saber hilt creators. Take a look at the angles their sabers are taken in pictures. Look at the angles of their pictures. A lot of sabers you're going to see are this angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it look like this. They're going to look like this, and they're going to have lights shining down on them, and they're going to be reflective and pretty and nice, and they're going to be appealing, visually appealing. So what's the difference between that and making our fonts audibly appealing? We're not editing them.
Exactly.
We're not.
Okay.
We're not.
Here's the perfect comparison. You walk into a McDonald's, you order a Big Mac. The Big Mac on the menu board doesn't look like the Big Mac in the box.
Nope.
No, because the Big Mac on the board is made out of plastic and E6000.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not false advertising.
I'm not lying. It really is E6000.
But what
The
you do,
the
what
the
you
Pizza
guys
Hut
do with Direct
the
Connect,
Pizza Hut
it's not false
cheese when they
advertising.
pull the piece of pizza up is glue. It's Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
That's not cheese. That's freaking glue.
So
We're not doing that to you.
So
Not you, Jeff.
Yeah.
You
No.
people.
Yeah.
We're not doing that to you.
You people.
Yeah, you people. No, we're not
'cause
doing that to you.
Because even, and I think that's why I keep picking on your Pong Krell font, because the font is so mind-boggling, and you know how much dislike I have for the character himself.
I know you can't stand that guy.
So, but I respect, and I can dislike the character and absolutely love your work that you did with that font.
There's fonts of characters I can't stand, but sometimes I walk away from it like, dang, I captured that pretty good.
Right.
I'll continue to tell you to this very day, the font that I hate the most, that I created, the one that I wish I could go back and just make better, but I just can't, is the Sequel Flex. It's my sequel trilogy.
Yeah, but even that one's not that
Flex.
horrible.
I know. And that's what people say. They're like, dude, why do you down yourself on that work? Probably because it was so damn easy to make. It really was.
Right.
It really, really was easy to make.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Nice
I mean,
picture.
there's some guys that take on some challenging things, like you took on Scott Pilgrim.
I have only my son to thank for doing Scott Pilgrim, because that font was a blast, and he was so into it, and I it had to be done.
Like you took on Scott Pilgrim. Preston's taken on almost the entire DC universe, which there's not a single lightsaber to be had.
There are fonts that have been done 1,000 times that I will do, but I will never touch Flash, because Preston already did it so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I
love Flash, and I want to do a Flash font, but I feel like I don't need to. There's a difference between like I don't want to and I don't need to.
Right.
Preston made it so that I didn't need to.
Right. And
Like,
Preston's Superman
serious.
font.
Yeah.
Like
I'm so blown away
and
by
I can
that.
swing that saber, and you can hear Superman flying around. Like what he pulled off with turning that character into a font, mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he's got Tom Welling in the Preon, I love that. I'm sorry.
So I got stuff coming. I'm back in the saddle, and I got stuff coming. I got commissions coming, and a couple of those commissions are going to go on Repulse. And then I've got new stuff. And then I've got more stuff.
And don't forget, And don't forget, all in this time, we also have to lightsaber battle in real life.
Oh, and let us not forget, in the midst of all this work, my work continues. Just because I got to a good spot in my labs doesn't mean the journey's over. I got 45 pounds to go. Like, I've got that to worry about, and I've got my own. Like, I got to defeat diabetes for good. I got to iron in. There's my dude. I got to iron out the diet. I got mental stuff to handle. Like, that never ends. There's still life to live in the midst of all of this. But I mean, I am making the hard push. Definitely making the hard push. Ian, I feel so bad, dude. I feel so bad because the next thing I'm going to say is going to make you so mad.
I just
and
yep.
Yeah.
So that does conclude our stream for the night, ladies and gentlemen. I did. And it for real does. So we're going to go into after party mode. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been in the comments section. I want to give a shout out to Will, who I've been waiting forever to get into this thing. Bread makes you fat. Don't be afraid. Yeah, with the exception of your French bakery, because they're amazing. I guess y'all keep your heads in check, and don't be afraid to speak truth, and don't be afraid to forgive, and don't be afraid to say no when you need to say no and walk away. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Be courageous and be friendly. And I love you guys, and I always have. And I don't care if I got 2 views or 25 views on this stream. I'm going to keep doing what I do, because we are the usual suspects, and you could always count on us to be here. Every 2 weeks, Saturday night, every other Friday on Jedi Knight Jeff's channel for the halftime show. Be sure to catch that. Over these next holiday weeks, we're going to have more and more interesting guests. We're probably going to have, we're thinking about an end-of-year extravaganza, which will include live coverage, if we can get it together, live coverage from Galaxy's Edge. All of it, well, for those of us who can make it, live coverage from Galaxy's Edge. Big trip, going to be a blast. Costumes and sabers and everything happening. A lot of us are going to meet for the very first time. So y'all be good, and we're going into after party, and may the Fourzze be with you. Peace out, y'all. Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat.
Definitely makes you fat.